Mr. Manheim.
Who are you?
Your new lord and master. You may call me Darkseid.
Hey, Bemmers, lace up your gloves and get ready to get punched in the face by another episode of Darkside's Couch, and this is James.
This is the champion of the Slaughterhouse Arena, unexpectedly Mike.
I'm Shée.
It is very unexpected.
What a dumb name for a comic book.
Well, it was called Tales of the Unexpected, which I think I called it last time, but it's actually, by this point, they decided to revamp it, and their main revamp was changing the title to just The Unexpected.
Shouldn't all good stories have things in it that are unexpected?
Well, what I like about it is it's not too spooky because, it's just unexpected. It's just, I found $20 on the floor. It's unexpected,
The emotion this comic wants to instill in you is, I
didn't expect that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all. And that's really what I want. I think we were a little too spooky last time with The Thing.
Yeah, that's that crab spider landlord.
Yeah, that base professor. Yeah.
Yeah. The devil who only had $2,000.
Take it all.
I'm still laughing about it. I'm still laughing about the $2,000 devil.
God. That was the best. That was the best
That's everything he brought.
That was probably out of all the stories we've read in the history of this podcast, that story of the devil, the farmer and his daughter who couldn't read or write, was my favorite.
Yeah,
done.
The literacy saves the day.
The farmer gets stung by a bunch of bugs. That was his big misfortune, is that he got stung.
His biggest mistake was that, while being swarmed by bugs, he had his mouth open.
Yeah, you got to keep that closed.
Yeah, he was maybe thought his screams would frighten them off.
He's a redneck. His mouth's always hanging open.
He didn't seem like a redneck. He seemed like a Pennsylvania farmer.
What do they grow in Pennsylvania? Corn? Wheat, probably?
Tobacco.
Little tobacco?
Independent wrestling companies.
Yes. It's the Ides of Halloween. The Ides of Halloween. It's our middle Halloween episode, which means it's the least spooky.
And it's the most unexpected.
Yeah. It's not going to be very expected. Here's something unexpected. YouTube domain names. We need our own YouTube domain name. This is maybe 2 weeks old, so maybe Mike's forgotten what we were already talking about. But
no, I tell people exactly that, you need to subscribe to our YouTube so we can change the URL.
See, we're making a fool of ourselves over on YouTube, all right? We're busting ass, and we need more subscribers before you can have your own YouTube domain name. You can't change it until you get a certain number of subscribers, and we don't have that many subscribers.
Yeah, every time I see our domain name on YouTube, it's fuck you, jabroni. That's the domain they gave us.
Yeah, it's just some garbage. It's some gobbledygook nonsense.
Yeah, it's unexpected.
We look like fools out here, all right? So you need to go to YouTube. You need to look up Darkside's Couch. You need to spell it right, all right?
So many fucking hurdles. Oh my God.
Yeah, we've put up a lot of barriers. We didn't make the barrier for entry low. We made it tough to be a fan. But that's how we know you're a true fan.
Maybe we were just afraid of success, so we just made it so it was impossible.
I'm both afraid of success and terrified that I won't have it.
Yeah, but then
either or.
In the end, you end up in the box though anyway.
Yeah. But anyway, you got to go to YouTube. You got to look us up. You got to subscribe. You don't have to watch the videos. I mean, you do. But
I think the ticker goes even if you only just press play and then never listen to the rest of it. So that's
it's
fine
something.
too.
It has to last for a certain amount of time, I think.
Well, you
right?
look
They
at
have to stay on the video for so long.
I doubt it.
Well, if you look at, two people who have not seen the YouTube analytics, chiming in on that. No, you get a lot of analytics on the back end of YouTube, and it'll tell you how many people listen, returning visitors, how they got there, blah, 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 how long they stayed on. So there's a lot of analytics about it. So really the best thing for you to do is go there and just let it play all day.
Yeah, how unexpected are those analytics?
I mean, unfortunately, they were kind of expected. They weren't as high as I would have. It would have been very surprising and very unexpected to see some higher numbers there. So we got to get you guys over there so that we can get our own YouTube domain name. But you still got to go to Spotify as well.
And after that, I won't give a shit ever again.
Yeah, I mean, we'll say that now. We'll say that now.
All right. Yeah, right. My good enough keeps changing.
Yeah.
You got to keep moving that window. You got to keep moving
Well, I mean,
that.
after this, the only thing we got left is sponsorship, right?
Yep. That's we're right next to sponsorship. We're right next to getting dude
So
wipes.
close to getting it. So close.
I would use some dude wipes.
We're edging. We're edging.
No. Adam and Eve. We are going to be promoting Adam
Is
and
Adam and
Eve.
Eve even still a thing anymore? They probably changed it to Adam and Steve in Joe Biden's America, right?
Yeah, right. Those liberals, those
Yeah.
cuck liberals.
I bet they won't even let a heterosexual sex shop exist nowadays.
Right? They would ban all human bull boxing matches.
They would. James,
Now
can you Google Christian sex shops
Yes, I
for
can.
me and see if
Yeah,
it's real?
you know what? Let's see.
That's a great idea.
Yes, let's look into this. We should know about this. Married Christian Sex Toy Shop.
That's fantastic. Let's
Christian
get
love
sponsored by
toy-
them.
ChristianLoveToys.com. This is real.
Dude.
Let's look into this.
Dude, we
Let's see what we
okay,
got
so
going
like
here.
this is my new bar.
MarriedDance.com.
Okay, here we go.
This is the bar now.
So apparently,
I want this sponsorship.
They're using the finest GeoCities templates from 1997 to build their website here.
That's for your phone.
ChristianLoveToys.com. It's not for my phone. I'm looking at it on a browser.
I know, but like they designed it for a phone.
But it should. Well, no, you design
They
it and you
care
can
more
scale
about
it.
honoring Jesus and your marriage
Yeah.
than your money. So they're not going to
Okay.
pay for a huge domain.
Oh, look, no nudity, no pornography, no images that degrade women, men, or marriage.
We are
Great.
excited to now offer lingerie showcased
Oh,
on
let's-
mannequins, not models.
Damn, some of it's pretty good lingerie.
Okay, women of the world, you should probably know that you wearing like a man's t-shirt with no bottoms is the
Is hot.
sexiest thing you could possibly wear, and there's
That's very
nothing
hot.
that tops that.
Or like a man's button up, but you've left it unbuttoned, so
Right,
it's just
like-
barely covering the tits.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
that's
it.
pretty good.
That's all you
pretty
got. You don't need to buy lingerie. Lingerie doesn't make any sense. Like you're not like Daredevil's girlfriend or
No,
whatever.
I mean well, Daredevil's blind, so I don't think he can appreciate it anyway.
Right? Why was Elektra wearing those super sexy outfits? Like she didn't
Maybe
have
she,
to.
maybe she didn't know he was blind.
Maybe she dressed for herself.
She dressed. She was a ninja, Shée. If she was dressing for herself, she would wear like a ninja outfit.
She'd wear a sweater.
Yeah, it's cold.
To get comfortable out there. God damn.
She would wear Daredevil's hoodie.
So I guess the Christians are okay with having just aggressive sex as long as
But
it's
they won't
heterosexual.
use any sort of pornography to advertise it. So it
Yeah.
looks like that's the big thing, is that they're
So-
going to show you it in the plainest, most unsexy way.
So is there like a dildo with like Jesus' head on the penis
find out.
head?
I mean, yes, there are.
I mean, I would think that would be sacrilegious.
Or
You can't
like
do
the
that.
the
Not
Virgin
there.
Mary, the traditional Virgin Mary statue kind of looks like a pretty good dildo.
Well, let's look at vibrators here. Finger toys, magic wands.
When
We want a dildo, not a vibrator.
well,
when prayer isn't helping you in the bedroom.
yes. I don't think they have. I mean, I don't think they like the word dildo.
Sexual
what
toys.
That's what it's called.
Well,
It's
then they don't
called-
sell them.
No, look up.
It says
Where?
sex
Scroll
toys.
your
Okay,
fucking
okay,
up.
okay.
Look.
Oh, pardon me for thinking it might be under the vibrator section.
No, that makes sense. I'm not mad at you about that, dude. We don't need
She's
to
pretty
buy sexual things from jesus.boner.com to save this relationship.
Wow, you can get Kegel and Benoit balls.
You can get prostate stimulators.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah, Christians.
Wow.
Christian men getting in the ass.
Alrighty, you're doing it.
They do
All
not
right.
sell dildos though.
Like
Position aids.
this is the sex toy shop Hank and Peggy Hill would buy stuff from.
I know Peggy's
Yes.
leading the charge on that though.
She sticks like the prostate stimulator in Hank's ass. He goes, "Boom!"
well, she is called
What is
Peggy.
a pleasure sleeve?
Let's find out. I
Is
want to
that
know what a.
It's
Pleasure sleeve. All right, let's see. This is unexpected, I have to say.
Yeah, this,
I'm glad I thought of this. I'm
this
not
is
gonna lie.
Where is
This
the
is
pleasure
extremely
sleeve?
unexpected.
Where
I
did you
think
see
further
pleasure
up.
sleeve? Further up.
Unexpected
up, I
might be
think.
the new based.
There,
Where?
right there,
Penis sleeves. Oh
right
my
above
god.
it.
Sleeves.
Pleasure sleeves, right
Oh,
above it.
pleasure sleeve. Shea is so angry that we're not seeing things faster.
Yeah, well, we all got glasses, so maybe she's like, I have the same handicap.
Yeah. Okay. So Juicy
Yeah, it is. It's a fleshlight.
Oh, sick. It's a flash. All right, cool. See, I want to be sponsored by this. I'm a Christian, right? Don't
Lucy.
I
Right,
count?
right. So this is called Hot Octopus Jet Remote Guy Braider, which
Sweet.
means it seems like you're supposed to self-peg yourself.
Because like, want to know why? Because her pussy is whack because they've had 9 kids.
Yeah, it's hanging open.
Yeah, right. It's an
It's just-
Arby's sandwich.
Flapping in the breeze.
Man wand.
All right.
All right.
I mean, I could definitely sit here all day, but
What's the name of this thing again? ChristianLoveToys.com.
ChristianLoveToys.
Please sponsor Dark Side's couch.
yeah.
They're not going to be okay with us.
And I would like a penis sleeve, please.
Yeah, I see that they've got ones for girth or for length.
Yeah,
can-
I'll
you
need
can
one
pick
for
whichever.
both.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave that tab open.
Yes.
Look at that after
For-
we're done with the
for,
podcast.
Everyone is welcome.
For a different reason.
Yes.
I'm going to start plugging
bookmark
it
that.
on Twitter
Sure.
without their consent.
Get some traffic going. Yeah. Well, you're working on spec. You're showing them what you can do to get the contract.
Yeah, I'm just going to start doing it.
All right, cool. All right, well, that was fun. That was very Halloween-y. Maybe we should have saved that for Valentine's Day, but whatever.
Very unexpected.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to do a quick thing right here, real quick.
Okay.
Because it's an excuse to play this.
Fucking
We haven't had the fucking up song
What you
lately
fuck
because
up, James?
we've
What you
been
fuck
perfect.
up?
It was pretty minor. It was like 2 episodes ago. I don't even know if we remember it. I was gonna actually just edit it in the podcast because I caught it as we were editing. It's pretty minor, but whatever. I get anal about these things when I'm editing the podcast.
Oh, if you're feeling anal, I know a perfect Christian website you can buy something to stimulate it.
Send me a link. Look at Shée having a great time. Shay's finally found her niche. A couple of episodes ago, we mentioned we were talking about the concept from the Invisibles of the duende, but I meant the dulang. It's called the dulang. There's a concept in the Invisibles when it was they were using 2 puppets to illustrate it. There was a puppet show, and there's a good puppet and there's an evil puppet, but it turns out they're controlled by the same person, the dulang. And we were using that as sort of a metaphor for the various psyops going on in the world that
You
convince
could just
you
say
that
American politics.
American politics.
But that's
For
what that
American
comic
politics.
was doing as well.
Yeah, it was. And in the course of it, we had a discussion, and I called it the duende, which, as it was leaving my mouth, I knew it was wrong. The duende is it's either a mystical spirit or it's sort of like the dark rhythm of the universe. Nick Cave has a nice speech he gave on it, as he's sort of the living embodiment of the duende. Mm-hmm. So I fucked that up. I was wrong. It's not called the duende. That's also a cool thing. It's called the dulang, more like duh-lang. Am I right? I fucked that up. So,
and I also had a nice little, Michael, one of our listeners, corrected me about the comic that I was talking about where I think it was Wonder Girl getting pregnant by her son and everything.
Yes.
He corrected me and said it's Miss Marvel gets impregnated by a man in another dimension who uses her womb as a portal to enter the MCU and later seduces her as he exponentially grew from a baby, hers, into manhood and becomes her lover. It is in Avengers number 200.
Thank
Sweet.
you, Michael.
Is that on the list?
No, but it can be.
Yeah, it probably should be, right?
Yeah, we'll add that to the list. And the context there, I guess, was that Claremont did not want to write that story, and then basically had the character. Was it Miss Marvel? We said.
So follow-up was, the story so disgusted Chris Claremont that in Avengers Annual number 10, he had Miss Marvel basically telling the Avengers, fuck you, which was basically Chris Claremont telling Jim Shooter and the others involved, fuck you for ruining a favorite character of his.
Very unexpected.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
No, I didn't expect it at all. So Michael periodically will come into the Facebook and expose our ignorance in the kindest possible way.
Are they going to put that in the
Yes.
MCU?
Yeah, that's happening.
Yep.
They're gonna
that's
add
the next
that
TV
in,
show.
and they're gonna add in the kid orgy scene in the next It movie.
They better.
Those are the two things.
The next what if is going to be, what if Miss Marvel was impregnated by her own future child in order to create a portal into the MCU?
What if though?
What
like,
if though?
even if even if movie or TV producers even wanted to film the child sex scene from It, they can't legally do it. Nothing about that can they actually film.
So I'm gonna approach this very cautiously and still probably
Yeah, I
fuck
was
it
about
up.
to say, I don't know if we should
Look forward
we
to
should
playing that
entertain
song
this.
again next week.
Yeah,
next
from
next
prison.
episode. So I remember in the film American Beauty with Kevin Spacey, canceled, right? He was ogling Thora Birch, and Thora Birch at the
No,
time.
Thora Birch was his daughter.
You're right. You're right. Thora Birch was his daughter. Well,
He was
honestly,
ogling,
in this context, Mina Suvari.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Thora Birch does take her top off, and she was 16, maybe 17, but they were allowed to do it because of, I guess, the artistic merit of the film, and her parents were around. Although I think Thora Birch's father was like in porn or something shit like that. So it's not the healthiest thing I'm gonna say, but there are workarounds to a certain extent. Although that she was just taking off her top. She wasn't in a sewer orgy with a bunch of 12-year-old boys.
That's my favorite band.
Sewer orgy?
Yeah.
I was about to say 12-year-old boys?
That's what sewer orgy is composed of, is a bunch of 12-year-old boys.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's like metal is shit. They're great.
That book is kind of stupid.
Have you read it? Because
Yeah.
you told us that you read a lot of Stephen King.
I've
never
read pretty
it.
much every Stephen King book up until the one where he wrote about the dome falling over the town.
Did you read the whole, was it the Gunslinger or the Tower or whatever?
Yeah,
all those
I
were those
read
good?
all those. Huh.
Uh-oh.
How do I?
This is unexpected.
Yes.
Well,
So, the
yeah.
books were amazing up until a point Stephen King got hit by a van, right?
very unexpected.
Yeah, and he almost died, so he didn't know if he was going to recover, so he quickly just wrote the last 3 books, and they're unbelievably long, each one. But I can tell it's like he was rushed, and so he didn't. It just seemed kind of like it wasn't lazy,
All
but
right.
it was like it's as if he just wanted to hurry up and do it before he died of a heart attack or something.
Well, I asked because I was working at a bookstore when those last couple books came out, and I didn't read them, but it looked interesting, and I remember people were making like diagrams of how all of his books like clicked together and were like a whole intertwined universe based on what was in those books.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hey, James.
yeah.
Thora Birch was 18 when she filmed American Beauty.
No, I thought
right.
the whole controversy was that she was underage.
18 is pretty underage.
She was probably right
She's
there.
not underage. 18
She
is
was-
of age.
She
I
was
don't
born
think
March.
it should be.
She was born March 11th, 1982, and American Beauty came out in 1999.
Yeah,
I think
it came out.
I think 20 should be the age or that you're an adult.
Except for Métis from the Planeteers. How old was Thora Birch in? She was in Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, she's a little
American.
girl.
I never watched.
She takes her
Hocus Pocus.
top off.
17 years old. She was barely 17 years old at the time she made the film and thus classified as a minor in the United States. Her parents had to approve her brief topless scene in the movie, and they
All
had child
right.
labor representatives. Well, yeah, they don't release movies the day they're shot.
They could have just not
No,
filmed
okay,
that.
fine. My brain did the math wrong, but I tried.
They could have what,
They
Mike?
could have just not done that scene.
It was integral.
They could have just been like, you know what, this is gonna be a problematic sooner or later.
Apparently, it wasn't.
Turns out the most problematic thing was its star.
Yeah. Seriously, that was like, we can let that whole other Thora Birch boob thing go away.
You know,
We
all
got
his
a
accusers
rapist on
are
this
mysteriously dying before they can go to court.
Oh, they're getting Epsteined?
It's pretty crazy. One of the people who accused him died on the day he released that bizarre YouTube video.
Oh, like in character?
Yeah,
Wow, what
Yeah.
a weird guy.
I think he's in the Illuminati,
Yeah.
and he's having people killed.
Oh, I would love some Illuminatis today.
They say that those
You want to
secret
get some
societies.
deep dish?
Yeah, some deep dish. What do they
Let's
say
get
about
deep
secret
dish.
societies?
That actors and stuff are a part of them.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't
He's
know
a
what's going on
stonecutter.
anymore. Yes, the greatest organization.
We do.
This is our second Halloween episode. This is Tales of the Unexpected, or if you will, just the Unexpected, issue 214 from 1981. This was one of the last issues before it was canceled.
Yep.
Very
and the
unexpected.
cover is a minotaur
Yep.
fighting a man, and death is the referee.
Yeah.
Drawn by Joe Kubert, actually, in 81. Yeah, Death looks good. I think I'd be good with a scythe. I think I could swing a scythe pretty good. I think it would
That
flatter
sucks,
me.
dude. I know someone who's just giving some away.
Oh, you knew a scythe guy?
Yeah.
You had a
but-
scythe in?
Yeah, I could have said I'll take it and then given it to
Dude.
you.
Because I like it. It's got that second little nub that you hold on with your other hand to kind of control the yaw.
Yep.
Oh man, I would rock a scythe.
Dude, you could have controlled so much yaw.
Yeah, I would have.
Yeah.
totally all control. I'd be hewing people's fields. It'd be great. It'd make a little
I
side
bet
hustle
that
money.
tang is just fucking killer.
Great tang. Fantastic tang on the end of a scythe.
That's what they drank in space.
Yes. What a weird conversation to have.
Very
Yeah.
unexpected.
Tang for life.
Very unexpected.
So yeah, this is a Minotaur man. So Death is apparently forcing a Minotaur man.
Yeah.
He just sounds like Skeletor. He looks like Skeletor.
Yeah, he's got
He's
purple
dressed in
hat.
purple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, purple was kind of
Purple.
Death's color.
Yeah.
You know. And he's fighting this dude to an audience that doesn't seem that invested.
Nah, they're bored.
This is not that unexpected to this audience. They've seen this before.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got an anthology book here, which I picked out based on purely the strength of the cover, and I do not regret it at all. And first of all, we've got this little wraparound story, which I think I've got credits from here with Abel and the Three Witches, scripted by Robin Snyder, pencils by Howard Bender, inks by Tony DeZuniga, created Jonah Hex. I always like to mention
rad.
that. Yeah.
One of the witches looks like Jonah Hex.
So
Yeah.
this is actually that makes a lot of sense. This is a little wraparound story where I guess previously in other issues, Abel, the biblical Abel of Cain and Abel, used to, I guess, narrate these books, right? And they're kicking him out. These witches are kicking him out because he sucks.
Yep.
Yeah,
And the
'cause
witches are essentially the 1981 version of the Hocus Pocus witches.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true
There's a
too.
fat one with a crooked little smile. There's an old one that wants to be pretty, and there's a pretty one who doesn't seem
Yeah.
to be focusing on anything in particular.
She isn't hocus focusing.
No, Ooh, I like that one. I like that. Yeah, that was when Sarah Jessica Parker was at the height of her hotness.
That never existed, bro.
In Hocus Pocus, she's looking good. She's all gothed out.
Yeah, have you
I'm
seen
good.
her in Hocus Pocus, bro?
Yeah, I have.
All right. Is Abel the original beta?
Yes.
Yeah, Cain is the original alpha, and
Yeah.
Abel's the original beta.
Smash his stupid little head with a rock.
Yeah, he just keeps coming back for more.
Yeah, what a little bitch.
Little bitch.
He's
And,
the first little bitch.
and they're-
He's a biblical bitch.
Oh, he's a little BB.
Look at that little BB. Get the fuck out of here, BB.
and that's exactly what they do. They kick him out the door because he's not doing a very good job of hosting the book, which is why it's about to get canceled.
Yeah, right.
And so we've got the hag witch, and she's like stirring up a pot, like a cauldron. And we've got the dopey witch who's like in love with Abel. And then we've got the hot witch who seems to be the only one with any sense to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just like in real life.
Yep. She's the only one we're going to listen to or pay attention to.
Yep, she's the only one who has anything interesting to say.
Yeah.
And she's going to introduce our first story, which is called Fatal Forgery, written by George Kashdan, art by Noli Panaligan? Sorry for your life.
Sorry.
That was an unexpected name. Yeah, this is called Fatal Forgery. And no, that's fine, right?
No, this doesn't make any sense.
Well, it makes sense in a comic booky
Penaligan,
way.
maybe?
Like it's about a guy.
Leyland?
He's like they go to this guy like some museum in England or whatever. This guy goes, "Hey man, will you go to this sovereign nation and steal its relics?"
Right.
And
Well,
he's
this-
like, sure.
Yeah, why not? Well, this dude is he's a dude in a turtleneck, and he goes around stealing priceless artifacts, or maybe sometimes getting forgeries of them and selling them to museums.
Yep.
So this one museum head is like, well, why don't you steal me a genuine Moruscan burial vault if you're so good?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, apparently that's really hard to do, but there's a lot of money on the line, so sure, I'll figure something out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he heads out, and he goes and meets with his forger, who's a guy who just makes a living forging things.
You know, I don't
But
gotta.
he's really good.
He's great at it.
I say I probably could use a forger.
Yeah, for documents and such.
Yeah, like I got a guy for that. I got a forger.
You got a lot of guys. You got
Yeah,
a side guy, you got a forger guy.
I don't have any fucking guys.
Well, yeah, you really need to have a crew of guys. Because you
Yeah, I
never know
gotta
when
have a guy for stuff.
you're going to
You
need a
do.
scythe or you're going to need a forged ID. Sure.
You're right. I don't have I do have a scythe guy though. I do have that.
You should probably ask him if he know. I'm sure he knows a forge guy.
Yeah, right. And then I'll build my network.
Yes, you're a horrible, despicable network.
yeah. My network of
Just
nefarity.
yeah, horribles, a basket of horribles or whatever.
even a word?
Quinn called them.
Nefarity?
Nefarity? No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
It sounds official though.
Yeah. Well, you say it with confidence.
Nefariousness?
See, I
Nefariosity.
like Nefarity better,
I'm starting to come around to Nefarity.
right?
It's kind of starting to feel like a real word to me.
Yeah, nefariousness sounds
It's
like
a perfectly cromulent word.
Yeah. All right. So he goes to his forger. He's like, "Can you make me this burial vault?" And I'm like, "Well, that's crazy." And he goes, "Well, get it done. Just do it."
The forger is very horny for this idea.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it because he realized how hard it was, but I guess he just liked a challenge.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. He's like, and look at him. He's like, he's having the Patrick Swayze making the pop moment with that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like they're reenacting Ghost before Ghost even came out, though.
Yeah, right. Ghost ripped off.
Ripped
this
off
comic.
The
Hocus
Unexpected.
Pocus ripped off the Unexpected.
Get in those courtrooms.
Yeah. Let's sue them all.
No, except no. Hold on, guys. The company that made this was DC. We probably shouldn't be encouraging them to sue people for
Ah,
taking
shit.
their IPs.
Right. Well, we didn't take their IP. We lovingly borrowed it.
It's fair use,
It's fair use. He's a cartoon Darkseid. He's not the same Darkseid.
right?
He's a lovable Darkseid.
I don't know. I love how horrible the regular Darkseid is too. If
Yeah,
I was
but-
all powerful like that, I'd be doing fucked up shit too.
Just look like a concrete man? Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
concrete. If I was a concrete man who had a burning planet,
Yeah, I'd stand and clasp my hands behind my back and just overlook my preserve.
can you imagine how great heavy metal is on Apocalypse?
Oh, it's got to be some of the best.
Right?
Yeah.
It's got to be some face melting,
Oh,
amazing
some-
heavy metal.
Crazy blast beats going on in
Right?
Apocalypse.
That should be the Zack Snyder Justice League
Yeah.
sequel. They should have a
That's-
whole soundtrack of face melting Apocalypse heavy metal.
Their national anthem is a 9-minute Zakk Wilder solo.
Right? Zack Wilder.
Oh, I said Wilder. Fuck.
Like fucking Willy
Look.
Wonka at the Chocolate Factory.
I'm trying to keep up.
What?
His name is Zakk Wild. His name is Zakk Wild.
Yeah. Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder. And Gene
Yeah.
Wilder was Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is a very confusing conversation and very
Yeah, I
unexpected.
am so not as unexpected as the Christian sex shops, but
You know what? I'll be honest. I kind of expected it.
I did. I wouldn't have thought of it.
You got to let society bring that to you.
Right? It's like, now, don't worry. Our sex website does not have any kind of imagery of pornography
Don't worry.
whatsoever. Now buy this vibrating device to masturbate your husband with.
We're not going to arouse you in any way, but you do need to shove these balls up your anus.
Watch this video how to clean out the penis sock.
Oh,
no,
God.
there are no penises, no women,
No.
nothing sexy.
See, this is part of the problem with like the fleshlights and things, which, I've never had a fleshlight. I'm curious.
There's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it at all, but here's the problem. As soon as you're done using the fleshlight, the last thing as a guy that you want to do is go clean that shit out. You
Yeah.
could not
You can't
be
just toss it in your dishwasher.
I don't know that you can.
Yeah. I mean, probably, right?
You probably can.
Let's look up if you could
Yeah,
wash
how do you wash a
fleshlight. All right,
Can
yeah.
you put a fleshlight in the dishwasher?
Let's find out.
Fleshlight Cleaning Guide 101. Don't miss a spot. Oh, there's from sexopedia.com.
Maybe we should go to the christiansexopedia.com.
Hang on. Warm up the sleeve with a heating rod or by placing it in a bowl of warm water. I guarantee you nobody owns a fleshlight is going through all this trouble.
Guys, I don't own a heating rod.
Yeah, seriously. What the fuck? If I had a heating rod, I'd just be sticking that up my butt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna bother having two things.
For the colder months.
Pull out the tubing from the orifice entry and throw it away. It's usually hard plastic and used to support your sleeve. Oh, wait. I think this might be just getting it ready. This is the first time.
You
Okay.
got to keep going down to see the cleaning
Okay.
after.
It won't magically clean itself. I'll let you think about the smell of old jizz for a moment. Oh, just a moment. Semen isn't pH neutral. It contains organic acids. Dirty one can give you an infection, right?
Do not run any part through the dishwasher and
See?
avoid boiling
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
See, there's no way. I guarantee you no one with a fleshlight is doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Well,
sucks.
if it's a Christian household, he's just going to make his wife clean it up.
Yeah, that makes sense. That squares. So only Christians should be buying fleshlights.
I thought you're not supposed to be spilling your seed though, unless it's the act of making a child.
They had to make concessions because people were doing it anyway. It's like, well, we don't want to lose literally every Christian from the church.
Yeah, well, yeah, because no one's gonna give up. Yeah, no one's gonna give up jacking off for Jesus.
Yeah, seriously. You're offering me an ultimatum between masturbation and the Lord?
Like
there's just no.
I chose Slayer over the Lord.
Yeah,
I'm sure as shit not gonna give up.
I chose late night television over the Lord. Like there was a low bar to clear. I'm sorry, Lord.
Well, but the Lord only cares about one of you two in this situation because you're not baptized.
Right. The Lord doesn't see me because I'm not baptized.
Yeah, you're like Frodo when he puts that ring on.
Right. Yeah, I'm doing all my
John Cena of Christianity.
I'm doing all my sinning now, and then I'll get baptized, and then I'll live a good life after that.
See, that's the great thing about Christianity. As long as you repent right before you die, you're all good.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's a crazy system they got there.
Yeah, I know, but you're running a risk.
You
could die
yeah.
at any moment.
Accidental death. Yeah, this was a problem in The Simpsons when Bart was considering becoming an evangelical priest. Because he was like,
oh my God, what?
There was one, and he met an actual priest, and Bart was saying like, well, I'm just going to live a life of sin with a deathbed repentance, and the preacher goes, oh, actually, that's a good idea. But it doesn't cover you in case of accidental death. And Bart goes, oh, full coverage. Pretty good. So in here, they finally completed the burial tomb, and Turtleneck Man is going to go bury it so that they can find it and think it's real. And he's one thing we forgot to note is that the burial tombs are so airtight that they would find perfectly preserved corpses inside these tombs.
This is a lot of work.
Well, it's probably like $250,000 he's going to clear from this thing.
Yeah, but
how much does it cost to make it?
Yeah, and ship it. And then go to that country and spend months digging a hole.
I have to imagine it was worth it.
And he's got to pay the forger.
He does have to pay the forger. That guy's, well, he's probably not paying that guy that much.
All right,
he
but
told him we pay him more. But
while this comic goes on, though, they tell you how, like, this is how they test for forgeries, so they're going to catch this guy no matter what.
Well, he's, in theory, thinking these things through. But we'll see at the final page of this story how that kind of blows up in the dude's face. So the guy travels there, and he dresses up as a member of the tribe a little bit, so in case somebody sees him, it won't be detected, you know? And he seems to be digging a hole himself. Now, he's digging a hole to bury a tomb.
He's digging also a metaphorical hole.
Yes, with his soul. He's digging a hole in his soul, like Aerosmith sung about.
Oh, God. You know what? It's funny. I've talked a great deal of trash about Aerosmith in the last 2 days.
Have you really?
Yeah, I talked to two guys at work that said they liked it, and I thought it'd be funny to just trash them endlessly.
Aerosmith is all right. I mean, I can't stand behind them as people, but they
enjoy their music.
Yeah, some good stuff. Toys in the Attic. That's a good album.
Ragdoll.
Like, I mean, come on. It's okay. It's all right.
Dream On is a great epic song.
Mike, do you hate Aerosmith?
Yeah, they're child molesters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, they're rock stars, so of course they're child molesters.
Yeah, so fuck them.
But you listen to other child molesters with no issue.
Fuck David Bowie, too. He's a child molester.
He probably was a child molester. Yeah, that's true. Again, rock stars. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing, people. But what this guy is doing is he's burying this tomb, and he successfully manages to bury it. I don't know how he managed to drop like a 2,000-pound tomb.
Yeah,
burial vault.
He has to have people help him assemble it.
Yeah.
Right. It has to be
pay
disassembled.
them?
Oh, you just kill them afterwards.
It has to be artificially aged.
Dead men tell no tales.
They can just start they could just start like a company of just moving stuff if they're this good.
Yeah, it's called a moving company. They exist.
Yeah,
that's how you get to a new apartment.
Like they travel across like national borders.
Yeah.
To get to places to commit fraud. Like if they can do all that, they can just be an export company.
Yeah, it's interesting when we read these comics, and sometimes these schemes are way more involved than just getting a legitimate job.
Yeah, just get a job at this point.
It just seems like people love the thrill of it so much.
Like he's digging this hole, excavating this area, but he's afraid of like the tribes people finding him and killing him. But he's doing the exact same thing anyway, but faking it.
He's doing the exact same thing that the natives are doing.
No, I mean like the thing he was afraid because I can't go searching the country trying to do archaeological.
Oh, looking for a real one.
Yeah, but it's the same amount of work. And the consequences are the same.
This might have been a kind of thing where in his mind, like when he sketched this plan out, he didn't realize how much work it was going to be.
This is like an idea he came up with while he had a bad fever.
Yes, and then just wouldn't admit that it was a bad idea. Well, he already signed the check. He made a handshake deal with that museum curator. Like he's gotta come through. He's a man of honor.
He has a memory of his father telling him to honor his commitments.
You always honor your commitments. You must always, no matter what. What if it's a crime? What if it's a horrible, atrocious crime? Always, son.
Follow through, son.
Always follow through.
It's the key to success.
It's what made me the man I am today. And then he shot himself in the head.
Right, a memory of your father.
And that's why it's ingrained in this guy forever.
And he's like, wait a minute, I didn't have a father, but he has 105 temperature.
So he buries this vault somehow. And as he's trying to leave, he's accosted by the actual tribespeople.
And they're really good at whistling with their fingers.
Which I am not. I can't do that. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I think it might be some sort of witchcraft.
Maybe we should watch a tutorial on YouTube.
We should. We should look into that. On the show, or should we all go do it and then come back next episode and
come back?
Okay, we're going to...
Yeah.
I'm going to make a note of this in my brain that we're all going to try and learn how to do the put your fingers in your mouth whistle thing. And we're going to come back and we're going to try it on the next episode.
Yes.
All right. That's our big Halloween surprise.
You're welcome.
Very unexpected.
That's your October surprise right before the elections. All right, we're going to do that. Why fucking not? Who cares? Who cares? That's going to be our special Halloween episode. Lands on Halloween.
Yeah, right.
So they accost this guy, and they just proceed to beat the shit out of him.
Yep.
As they probably should. I mean,
yep.
And then, terrible man.
Then other archaeologist types show up, and which is confusing because I thought they weren't allowed to be in the country.
All right, that's fair. So this guy looks like Strom Thurmond shows up, and I guess he was supposed to meet the turtleneck guy to evaluate this thing because he's called him and said, "Hey, listen, I found a vault. Come out to see me."
He's got like a lady assistant, and he keeps telling her to shut her stupid mouth.
Now, here's the thing. My knee-jerk reaction when I see the way this guy talks to this woman, I just think, oh, misogynist. But maybe he's just an asshole who talks to everyone that way.
That's how I am.
Is it fair to call him a misogynist? If
I just took him as an asshole.
You think, yeah, just a general all-purpose asshole, not specifically a sexist asshole.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I appreciate that.
Hey there, stupid. You need to shut your mouth and let a real professional tell you what's up.
So this dude, he's going into the vault, and they're like, well, where's the turtleneck guy? He's not here. Whatever. We'll just go check it out anyway. And as they're checking out the vault, the woman keeps saying, oh, this looks very authentic. And he's going, shut the fuck up. You don't know shit.
He's like, no, it doesn't. You're an idiot.
And then they get inside the vault, and Strom Thurmond man says, here's the actual proof this is real. And he's wrong. Here's the proof it's real. This perfectly preserved body, human body in here, that's the body of our turtleneck man, but he doesn't know it. He thinks this is a preserved body from the ancient tribe.
Yeah, no, turns out it's just a real fresh dead body.
So he's a fucking moron.
If they film this, the archaeologist, the old man, the shit talker, should be played by Chevy Chase.
Yes.
He's got a little Chevy in him.
It's like it was written as a Chevy Chase character, because that's always his dialogue in his comedies is just like him being kind of like a lovable asshole.
Well, and then he just became just an asshole.
I still love him for it. I'm glad he did all that stuff.
I'm glad he's a problematic figure.
Glad he yelled the N-word at a bunch of people?
Oh, did he?
Ooh,
yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, so normally in a situation like that, a person would back down and go, oh, I didn't realize he did that. Mike doubled down.
I want him to be
Even
as
better.
horrible as possible. So yeah, great. Chevy Chase.
Isolate that audio.
I mean, we may have mentioned this before, but the roast of Chevy Chase was so depressing. Comedy Central only aired it once. And normally they run the shit out of those things. They aired it once and then they just said, never mind.
What was
we're not gonna do this
depressing
again.
about it?
Because he normally, the roast person, they come out there and they sit in the center and they laugh and they get red in the face and whatever, and it's a fun time. Chevy Chase chooses to come out there, sit in his chair with sunglasses on and stone face the entire time.
That's great.
It doesn't help, though, also that people fucking hate him. So nobody.
Yes.
It's not the lovable roast
It's not
like
loving.
everyone else has gotten. Yeah,
And
it's
then
not loving.
And it's just, you watch it and it's sort of uncomfortable because if he's not having if he's not participating, the whole thing feels like it's just falling off the rails. Kind of like how I feel on the show sometimes.
Normally, I don't really like the roast, but what you guys just described sounds amazing, and I'm gonna go look it up as soon as we're done recording.
From an internet trolling kind of perspective, it is funny, it's entertaining, but it's
that's
not what
perfect.
most people expect to get from a roast. It wasn't a good time.
That's so great. You guys are making me fucking love Chevy Chase. I gotta say.
I wonder if he's going to be in the movie. They're finally doing that Community movie.
He is not.
I heard he's voicing Mario.
And he's going to do it with a ridiculous Italian accent.
Well, he's going to do it with an accent, guys, but not Italian.
Yeah.
So brace
I
yourself.
gotta say, like, well, as soon as I found out about the Chris Pratt stuff, I thought about re-recording Mario myself and give him a ridiculous, like, Italian accent.
I think people have already done that already. The trailer's been out for like 2 days by the time we record this.
I saw one where they cut it with the original guy voice.
Yeah.
Why is he going like, whoopee?
Because it's super offensive, especially because it's fucking coming from Chris goddamn Pratt. Human jellyfish man, Chris
Well,
Pratt.
James and I were talking about this before, that, like, we miss voice actors.
Yeah, there's no voice actors. Everyone's every voice actor now is a celebrity, and so the voice actors are out of work because we just need to bring John Cena in to do every celebrity voice. It's
John
not.
Cena.
It's not. It's bad.
Chevy Chase and John Cena.
Yep, as
Mario
themselves,
and Luigi.
doing their own voices because they have no range.
Somebody said they should have gotten, if they were just going to have the celebrity do their own voice, they should have just gotten Danny DeVito.
I want it to be Mario played by Chevy Chase, and he's casually dropping the N-word.
It's gonna be hard to stop him. It's gonna be real hard to stop him once you get him in the booth.
It's all the audio we had of him. We had to use it.
He only agreed to come in for 8 minutes, and most of it was slurs.
Yeah.
We had to work what we had.
Oh, what a great reality.
Yeah, we do live in one of the better realities, all things considered.
Dude, that is so unexpected.
So yes. So that's the end of that story. And we got an ad with Wonder Woman fighting the Robot Master.
Here's another guy with a technical
Hostess
skill
Twinkies,
Yeah, this is a Hostess Twinkies thing. Yeah, he's the Robot Man who didn't decide to use his robot skills for a legitimate career.
Yeah, he could have just made money. And
Yeah.
he's undone by Wonder Woman just throwing Twinkies at the robot's heads and the real one. Like, I don't understand. Like, why is he in the room at all if he's got all those robots? He doesn't need to be there.
Maybe he's a robot too. Well, no, because he likes Hostess.
Yep. And then he's telling the truth because she wrapped him up in her truth-telling rope.
Well, it's a lasso. It's a lasso of truth. Truth-telling rope sounds like the sort of knockoff get around the lawsuit thing that we would do around here.
Yep. Maybe we need a truth-telling rope.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Nobody on this podcast should be telling the truth too much. We got too many dark secrets.
I'm always telling the truth.
Well, you're telling your truth, sure.
I love that expression.
You're
this
living
is
your truth.
my truth.
It's my truth.
That's fucking great.
You're on Truth Social. By the way, did you guys see that there is I think it was one of Trump's guys, started a right-wing dating app called The Right Stuff?
Oh, sweet.
And all the men are upset because there are no women on it. So they're all leaving like negative reviews. So it's like 30-1 men to women. There are no women on this fucking app.
That's every dating app though. It's 30-1.
Well, whatever. It's even more skewered for The Right Stuff. Like they just can't find anybody because no women want to join that app. Because they make a big point of saying like no pronouns. No, like it's really hard line.
Well, if you're looking for women, you're gonna want one pronoun.
Well, yeah, exactly. But you can't like put in your pronouns. Like it's assumed based on how you look.
Well, that's how a dating app works.
No,
put in your pronoun. It's one of the first questions they ask you.
No more. 2022? No. They're gonna AI scan your face, and if you've got wraparound sunglasses and a pencil beard and you're sitting in a truck, you are a man, and that's all there is to say about it. And if you don't, you're a woman, and that's all there is to say.
Apparently, the Twinkies are so good that the robots wish to be reprogrammed to enjoy them.
Which, if you could do that, I mean, you'd be a trillionaire.
Yeah, right? You wouldn't need to... He's just going to build the robots that all look like him to commit crimes, but if they look and act like him, he will be the prime suspect no matter what.
Yes. He hasn't changed their look at all. He just wants to be undetected.
But he's very detected.
Amongst the room of...
He's got a loud jacket.
Well, yeah, but in a room where everybody has a loud jacket, he doesn't stick out that much.
He's played by Man-Cow.
He more or less was like, they can't arrest all of us.
Yes, they can.
They can. They absolutely can. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's not how this works.
There's not a limit.
This is not double jeopardy.
And Wonder Woman solves it with Hostess Twinkie snacks.
Hostess Twinkie. I mean, they do sound delicious.
Yeah, Twinkies are probably super good. They got to be, right?
Good. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't had one in probably 15 years, but yeah, they're tasty.
Right.
then we get into sort of the meat of the book, the big story, and it's called Slaughterhouse Arena, written by Bill Kelly and Stephen R. Bissett, pencils by Adrian Gonzalez, inks by Bruce Patterson. This is where we get our cover story from.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Here we get like a double shot of the human man who's the champion at boxing, fighting a guy with a smushed face.
Right. We can't see the face, and we're going to find out he's our Minotaur man. I'm going to call him Mike Bison.
Yeah, Mike Bison.
I realize
Bison?
I realize it's a Street Fighter thing, but still.
Yeah,
when else are we going to get to use that?
That's who he was supposed to be.
Is that who Raul Julia was? Was he M. Bison?
He was M. Bison, yes.
He was M. Bison, but technically, like, the boxer is M. Bison.
Yeah, they had to switch the names around. I thought because there was potentially racist implications. Mike's saying something else. I don't know. We discussed
because
this
they didn't want to
ago.
get sued by Mike Tyson.
Well, yeah, who does? Or eaten by Mike Tyson.
Right? I don't think Mike Tyson would have cared.
It's true that so Mike Tyson didn't actually rape that woman, did he?
I don't know.
What?
I thought I've read some stuff that basically said like, yeah, he
I'm
was
not
kind of
touching
sandbagged.
this with a 10-foot fucking pole.
All right. Well, maybe he didn't. Maybe he did.
Well,
I don't know.
like if he did though, why would he be so beloved now? Like, would we just forgive
Well,
him?
because we forgive everybody for all their atrocities.
I remember hearing something about that. That yeah, he was just kind of dumb and
He was just a dumb guy.
Yeah.
And he got sandbagged on that. I don't know. That's what because I grew up, as we all did, with under the assumption that Mike Tyson was a horrible monster. And then I had other people kind of like say to me like, yeah, it doesn't seem like he actually did anything. He was just kind of a dumb dude who stumbled around
He
into
definitely beat women.
Oh, no, that's pretty bad.
He definitely beat women.
Well, the thing is, like, he's Mike Tyson. He beat everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
were
but
they in the ring?
Why
No.
would who would? I don't understand why anyone wanted to date a fighter. Like that's like beating.
Yeah,
people
you know
up
he's
is
gonna
what-
freak out.
Yeah, fighting like beating people up is their entire existence.
Yeah, don't date a boxer. Don't date an athlete.
Yeah, or a cop.
You're a cop. Yeah.
Don't date.
Don't date.
Let
Stay
the
away from
species-
love.
Let's just hold hands and drift
Yeah.
off into nothing.
Hell, I look like I was defending a rapist a second ago. Like, you don't want people like me around.
See, what I said about enjoying Chevy Chase saying the N-word doesn't sound so bad now, does it?
Yeah, God, digging that hole. Good thing we don't have that lasso of truth, or I'd be really saying some shit. Yeah, okay, all right. You know what? I take it all back. Mike Tyson, terrible person. Fuck that guy.
All right.
Terrible
I
man.
loved his cartoon show, so I forgive you, Mike Tyson.
I just love
He
the
was
phrase, I
also
forgive you, Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson was defended by Alan Dershowitz in this trial.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
The
As-
Dershowitzes are known terrible lawyers. Who's that guy?
Not terrible lawyers, but known, as they said in Better Call Saul, you're the kind of lawyer guilty people hire. Like, yeah, that's what Dershowitz is. Wasn't Dershowitz's defense of Trump's actions on January 6th that Trump really did believe that the nation was being overthrown and the election was stolen, and therefore whatever he did was acceptable because that he really truly believed it, so it was acceptable for him to take any actions that he felt like taking?
Sounds
That was,
familiar.
I think that was Dershowitz's defense, and then he was fired because that's insane.
Is that not right?
It's not enough to get you off the legal hook.
We still talking about that? January 6th? Is that still
You
a
know
big
what?
deal?
The steal has been going on for almost 2 years now. It doesn't look like we're stopping it.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost over.
Yeah, we're halfway through the steal.
Yeah, it's
We've
like,
done
all right.
nothing about it.
It's like when you like the new season starts of your sport of choice and your team's already looking not great.
Yeah, it's like, why even bother? Why am I investing in this?
Yep.
Yeah, why did I send Trump all that money to stop the steal? I hasn't done shit with it.
Dude, that's so awesome that he kept all that money.
What a fucking monster. What a bad guy. So in this story, it's a good guy. Or at least we're led to believe this dude, Joe Goodwin. He's a good man. He's a boxer. He's the world heavyweight champion. I've never heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's punching this guy, and there's a dude in the crowd who can't believe what he's seeing.
Like, oh, God. And then one guy behind him is mad that he can't see because the guy's head is in the way.
I didn't think it'd be so violent.
Move your
not
head,
happening.
idiot.
I paid $3,000 to be in the second row. God damn it! I thought I'd get a clear shot.
Shée, you're super small, so like I imagine like not being able to see the concert you're going to must be a problem.
Yeah, it's happened.
Yeah.
There's an entire St. Vincent concert that I never saw her in
Oh,
because I
no.
was too short to see anybody.
That's why you
gotta
gotta
go
go
See
front.
over anybody.
Yeah, you gotta go to the balcony. That's for short people.
Yeah, but then you're so far away. I want to.
Yeah.
I want my musicians to sweat on me.
I like the balcony.
I was there with a group, and the rest of the people could see, and so I just kind of got.
Oh, losers. Low quality
It's
friends.
When you take
I'd
your
seen her twice before,
when
so
you
it's
take
not.
your short girl to a metal concert, you gotta beat up the guys around you so she
Yeah.
can see.
Yeah, yeah. Or you take her
James
to
is
like.
usually pretty good about letting me stand in front of him.
Yeah, I'll be nice about that.
You gotta put Shée on your shoulders.
That's what I was gonna say. Well,
You
that's-
gotta master blaster it.
That's more if you're going to a jam band show, you put her on your shoulders. If you're going to a metal show, you got to beat up the people around you.
Yeah, and he's not taking me to a jam band show.
No, you're too good for jam bands, huh, James?
I go to
No,
a Spin
I'm too
Doctor
good.
show.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
Shée,
the
Shée,
best.
I go to
don't
see all
like
kinds
jam
of jammy things. Yeah.
You don't like the Spin Doctors?
No, I like Spin Doctor's fine.
No, you don't.
That's the best jam band.
Two Princes.
Two Princes. Yeah, and all their other songs are 19 minutes long.
They're great.
They're a jam band.
But then I don't like those songs. But no,
no,
I don't.
I'll go to any county fair they're playing at.
Like,
Yes.
I'm sorry, My Morning Jacket. I think you're really cool, but
Well, they're doing just fine. Spin Doctors needs your attention more than My Morning Jacket.
They're happy to be here.
Yeah, they're just happy to be still invited.
All right.
I
if I ever
guess
have,
this little miss is wrong.
All right.
I would hire them to play my wedding.
Spin
Yeah.
Doctors?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would.
All right.
And keep requesting songs that aren't theirs.
No, I want to hear Two Princes.
You wanna hear just Two Princes?
Non-stop.
Jimmy Olsen blues over and over.
Nope.
Nope.
Just Two Princes
Flat,
over and
warm
over and over
boogie.
again.
Yep.
I want that to be turned into a 19-minute jam.
God, this isn't even the first time we've talked about Spin Doctors.
No, it's not.
It is not. So anyway, so we see the parallel lives of Mike Bison and Joe Goodwin, and they're both enjoying their victories. But whereas Joe Goodwin is he's famous and everybody loves him and everything, this Bison dude, this Minotaur man, he's in the cave and he's getting no satisfaction from murdering people.
I wonder how I wish they gave him the shadow outline for his gigantic bull penis.
Yes, they shade his penis because it was offensive.
There's no Bruce Wang here.
No, he was.
Oh, I remember that when they gave Batman a penis in that comic.
In Batman Damned, they painted Batman with a penis,
Yeah,
and then
gave him a big thick boy.
because they were debuting the DC Black label and showing how far they would go with their mature themes, and then people freaked out immediately, and they had to pull back a little bit.
I thought that was awesome. They should show more dicks.
Yeah, they should basically just have just give a book to Bruce Wayne's penis, like a
I mean, they
dedicated
did-
solo book.
They did Dr. Manhattan like 30 years ago. What's the big deal?
Almost 40 years ago.
You know what I'm
It's been
saying?
a while. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know.
They've already broke the dick barrier.
yeah
long ago.
right through the dick ceiling. Yeah.
Right? I want at least one dick in every comic, and not just Nightwing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's his name. Man, they really kind of put themselves behind the eight ball with that name.
They kept it. I'm very proud of them for sticking to their guns. And,
They've stuck with it. Yeah.
and they were like, they're gonna keep calling him Dick forever. I thought they were gonna go Richard. I really did.
Sometimes they go Richard.
Nope.
Sometimes they just call him Grayson.
I thought they were gonna call him
Yeah.
Rich. And like,
Rich.
nope. He's like, what's
Nope.
up, Dick? And he's like, what's up?
What's
That's
up,
me.
Dick?
I'm a dick.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's a
Big
good
old
guy.
Dick.
He's
It's
a good man.
name. It's a good name. People
Good,
should take
strong
it back.
Midwestern
Dick.
name. Yeah. Good circus name.
Listen, you ever heard? You talk to my buddy Dick? Yeah, he's
Well-
my forger.
Well, we take the name Dick back, and then Dick stops meaning penis, and we got to come up with something else.
Yeah, luckily
Maybe
there's
we'll call it a
penis.
Mike.
It's a good
Yeah,
thing
all
that
right.
there,
I'll own
if only
that.
there were multiple names for penises.
No. Well, there's really are only a couple of good ones that you can use casually.
Dick and cock.
Dick, cock, and that's it. And you can say penis if you're being clinical, and that's about
Yeah.
it. Everything
Or
else
if
is
you,
just weird.
Or if your joke pops
Wang.
better.
You can't, yes, or if it fits the rhythm of your joke better. You can't just walk around saying Huang
Huang.
Yeah, say it like
or
flat.
Schlong. No, it
Oh,
doesn't,
Bobby,
it doesn't
you
work.
almost kicked me in my schlong.
Pee-pee?
Yeah,
Yeah,
again,
your pee-pee.
imagine if you said any of these words in the middle of sex.
Yep,
You can say cock and dick, and that's it.
yep.
Maybe you can get away with penis, maybe, but probably not. All the other ones doesn't work.
Hey, baby, look how hard you made my penis.
Yeah, my pee-pee.
She's like, oh, that's a nice hard penis.
Oh, look at that pee-pee. That's a good pee-pee. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah, it does. It worked for me just now.
I regret saying it. All right. So speaking of dicks, this guy's a dick. So Joe's son is his manager, and his name is Ronnie. Right? His name is Ronnie.
Yeah, Ronnie's so like the boxer guy. His wife left him because boxers are horrifically violent.
You know, they portray it as if Joe is like a good dude, and his son just didn't understand why they got divorced. But again, we don't see anything about it. He was probably a monster.
Like, we know why they got divorced. That's the reason why all boxers get divorced.
I am really overcompensating on the boxers are monsters thing.
No, bro.
After I dug that hole, yeah.
Dude, their entire personality and ego is built around their ability to smash people.
Horrible people. Yeah, just knock faces off of skulls. It's crazy.
I like boxing though. I think it's great.
Yeah, of course, it's bloodlust. So satisfies your bloodlust.
So, but his ex-wife drank herself to death.
Yeah.
So his son came back to live with him, and he became his dad's manager. So they look the same age.
Yeah. Joe. Well, this was back in
Joe. Considering how, in comparison, how little boxing he did compared to like Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
And how Joe still looks good.
Yeah.
There are a lot of boxers that still look good. There's that giant British guy right now. I can't remember his name. He was champion for a while, and he still looks normal.
Maybe Joe looked ugly, but he boxed so much that they just punched his features back into place.
Right, yeah.
And now he looks like a normal person.
He's Kid Gruesome.
Yeah, he's working his way up. Unlike Moe in The Simpsons, he's working his way up to Kid Gorgeous. Yeah. His son is managing him, but his son doesn't really actually love his father
or his mom either.
He loves money.
He just loves money. He's got expensive taste. You know,
yeah.
He's really kind of the hero of the story, if you ask me.
Yeah, in terms of American capitalism, yes.
Yeah, he's a great man. So he's doing a great job of managing his father's career. In fairness, he's doing great.
Yeah, they're wealthy because of his decision making.
Yeah, because of the fact that he's giving himself CT all the time.
Yeah. His dad seems like he does have CTE.
Yeah, he doesn't know what's going on.
Whatever you say, I guess we'll have another fight.
Just do it. I don't know.
He's like, I have a great idea to make money. My dad's gonna fight a bull.
Well,
He goes, okay, son, after I fight the bull, man, I'm going to retire and live with you.
I'll tell you what.
I'm going to live with you now, son.
We're gonna win Peggy back.
We're going to go find Peggy, and we're going to get married. Dad, she drank herself to death because you used to beat her, and she had to escape with no money. Oh, we'll go get her soon, son, and we'll be a family again.
All right. So then we flash over to Greece, which I guess is where the Minotaur man is.
Where they all live. They're native to Greece.
Well, not the boxer, not Joe and everybody.
They're famous for their Minotaur farms.
So this dude, and this is another repeated theme that we've seen in a lot of these comics. People who are like obliged to help monsters, even though they could just leave at any time.
Yeah.
So there's this dude who basically his job is to find people for the Minotaur to fight and kill, but he hates doing it. He doesn't want to do it. And he just continues to do it.
And they pay him in these ancient coins that are pretty worthless to him.
Which is weird. Well, yeah, we'll get to that in a second. So they find this dude, this big burly dude, who goes to State University.
Yep.
By the way.
And he's an American. He's like, listen here, you weak European. I'm a strong man, see? And I need to sit down and have dinner or whatever.
Yeah, I got to eat a steak. And so he's got a sweater on that says State U.
Yep.
And so this Greek bookie guy is like, all right, well, I'll take this guy. I'll offer him some money, and then I'll lead him into the caves where the horrible Minotaur monster is.
Yep. And there's a private audience.
Yeah.
A private audience of ghouls and monsters.
And they all have their Christian fleshlights.
Yes. But they only use them in private. They don't want people knowing they're there.
Well, they sing the praises of the Lord while they come.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, don't we all?
Yep.
Thank you, God, for giving us something good in this horrible, horrible existence for 3 seconds.
But it doesn't feel as good because they've been circumcised.
No, that's too bad. Yeah, I want that sensation back.
I need a backpack full of lifesavers.
So yeah, you can get a life. Well, it's not a backpack full of lifesavers. It's a backpack. Oh wait, it is. It's a backpack full of lifesavers.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, the backpack is just full of lifesavers. He loves lifesavers that much.
Yeah, well, it saved his life.
Yeah. Yeah, they're made. He gives it to people as pain medication because it's made of OxyContin.
And then there's this other kid who got a lifesaver's flashlight that he thought was a fleshlight.
Yep,
And
right.
he ordered the wrong thing.
Right,
Yeah.
and he's just, well, how do I wash it out?
Yeah, that's just some lifesaver shit you can buy.
I tell you
That's
what,
not
for a
related
lot
to
of
the story.
people, a fleshlight would be a lifesaver.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm all in favor of trying a loving approach with the incels and just letting them all come once and then seeing if maybe that cools them down.
Yeah, right. Give them a fleshlight.
Like, God
But
damn it, guys.
But they're too busy retaining their semen.
Yeah, they're keeping it in a box in the closet.
They gotta no-fap their way to success.
I have been meaning to look up a video about retaining your semen and why they think it works and what it does. I'm curious.
I once saw, and I don't know if it's fake or not, but I once saw a guy on Reddit casually mention his cum box, and somebody went like, "Hey, I gotta ask, what the hell are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh, well, I've been storing my cum in a box for years." And I go, no way. You gotta show a picture of it. And I don't know. He put up a picture, and it was tough to look at, and it was a drippy, like shoebox.
No.
That was just like falling apart, cardboard falling apart.
No.
And he was like, "Yeah, I don't know why I do it. It's just something I started doing a while ago, and I just keep it there." And like, so clearly a mentally ill person if this was real.
I mean, maybe it's just like where he just, as a kid, thought like, I gotta come somewhere and hide it from my parents.
It
So he's
starts
just like,
innocently enough.
Come in the shoebox.
Yeah, why not? And then just train keeps it rolling.
He's out of tissues. He grabs the closest thing because he's about to come. And then it just becomes...
Why a paper box, though?
Because you're in a jam and you don't want to ruin
got
anything
as a
else
kid.
with your semen.
Do it in your drawer.
Yeah, like the kid who peed in his drawer and got caught.
Like you got drawers. I didn't have drawers growing up. I had boxes with my clothes in them.
That's how I lived.
Do it in your box. Well, no, because then we're back
exactly.
to the same
It's the problem. Yes.
I've actually lived that way for like the last 15 years.
Out of boxes?
Like, with out of boxes and without drawers.
Yeah. I've done it. I did it in the past. I don't do it anymore. But yeah, there was a time where I just lived out of boxes.
Just what do I do if I got a bug out?
Well, you still don't have drawers.
You know what? That was... Well, I don't have drawers. That's true. But no, that was my feeling at the time. Is like I'm living like somebody might kick in the door and I might have to leave real quick.
I don't own this place.
But that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it could happen. It happens all the time. You get evicted.
Not to white people.
Yeah, sure it does. There's a lot of Dolly Parton songs about that.
Look, I don't think you've checked your privilege and realized that you have the white card. You get away with anything you want.
Well, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good so far.
I mean, are you paying your rent?
Yeah. But they evict you if you don't do that. Even when you do that, sometimes.
I mean,
they're like my unemployed son needs a place to live.
They have to give you 30 days.
Yeah, a lot of this is I don't know what kind of landlords you're dealing with. This is probably your anti-landlord bias where it comes from.
No, they're bad people.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, getting back to the story. So this Greek guy, he's like, well, they're paying me, and this minotaur is paying me in these weird coins that I don't think are worth anything, right?
I wonder how he and the minotaur became friends.
Yeah, really. How do you get a minotaur guy?
Because he's booking him work.
Yeah.
With these guys.
You got catfished, probably.
Yeah.
Well, they're both at the unemployment office, and he's just like, well, big guy like you, I could use a guy like you.
You meet people on the freelance circuit for sure. You never know.
Yeah, so now they're working together, scamming these robe guys.
Yeah. But it's not working out too well because he wanted to get paid in actual money, and so the Greek who books all this stuff, he's looking at this Goodwin guy, our boxer from the beginning of the story. He's like, oh well, maybe I can give him a real fight.
Yeah, I wonder why the newspaper he's reading is in English.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a universal language.
All right.
We establish that. So then I read this book on September 12th. And there's a panel, and you'll check out the YouTube or something. Check out the Twitter. We'll put this picture up. But there's a panel where he says, surely they'll free me if I give them a battle unlike any they've ever seen. And then we see a plane flying into the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
A burnt-out mind forms a desperate plan, and a plane flying into the Twin Towers.
That's great.
It was weird. So that's a bizarre panel.
I wonder how many listeners we have that were born after that.
After 20 years old. We have a lot of teenagers. Hey, cool teenagers. How many of you are there?
Yeah, like 9/11 and all that shit is like Vietnam for them.
Or you mean in that it's so divorced, it's so far away?
Do you mean like
Yes.
Vietnam to us is
Yes,
like
yes.
Yeah, it's something that happened in the. Yeah, it's just some weird shit that happened in the
Just-
past. May not have
yeah.
been real. May not have
Just-
even happened.
Just history.
Yeah, if I'm 20 years old and you're telling me about 9/11, going that shit didn't happen. That's a lie. Bullshit. There
Let
was
me tell
no
you kids about George Bush.
the greatest president of all time.
Because of him, we have cell phones and painkillers.
He invented the internet.
Those things weren't very prevalent until then.
Al Gore invented the internet.
Oh, yeah.
He stole it from George Bush.
You know, that's pretty great that he just lied and said that and then never, like, apologized.
I don't think he ever said that. I think people said that he said that.
I really, like, that bold-faced lie. I invented the
I don't
internet
think
and then
he didn't never-
refusing to elaborate further.
All right, so now I'm going to do it because I don't think he said that. Did Al Gore say he invented the internet? Because I don't think he actually said that.
That's great, though. Just gaslighting everyone. Yeah,
But he
dude.
didn't. Again, my point is he didn't. I feel like I'm not being heard. I feel like Mike is gaslighting me when I'm telling him that didn't happen.
Well, I mean, that'd be great if it did.
Did Al Gore? Oh, let's see what Snopes has to say. Despite decades of media mirth making about the supposed statement, former Vice President Al Gore never claimed he, quote, invented the internet.
Oh, bummer. All right.
Were misleading distortions that originate with a campaign interview conducted by Wolf Blitzer. And he said, during my service in the United States Congress, I took the initiative in creating the internet. I took the initiative in moving forward a whole range of initiatives that have proven to be important to our country's economic growth and environmental protection, improvements in our educational response. Or education system, yeah.
Well, there goes the one thing about him that I could have possibly liked.
Yeah. Well, he also took on Man Bear Pig. That was pretty good.
Yeah, but that was South Park.
I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, so the Greek saves up all his money and he comes to see the boxer's son.
Well, let's specify he didn't actually fly the plane into the towers. And
we don't see that he didn't.
Well, he's on the plane to New York.
Jumped out.
He parachuted
Last possible
out.
second.
Yeah. So he just flags down the dude's son and he says, hey, I'll give you these coins. I'll give you these coins if your dad will come for this special fight I'm trying to book here. Right?
He's like, oh, I love shiny old coins.
Now,
Kinda.
here's what's weird, though, because he's saying, I don't understand this. So the Greek is saying, listen, I'll pay you in these priceless coins. And they're incredibly valuable. But the Greek doesn't think they're worth anything.
Right.
So why is he trying to persuade someone with the coins?
This is a lot like the devil's bargain from the last episode.
You know, criminals and evil entities are surprisingly bad about money.
Because, like, if they're why doesn't he just take what he has now and retire and stop the bullfighting?
I don't know. He thinks it's worthless,
He's
but he
also
also
escaped. He's in New York. He could
Yeah,
just
he
not
just
come
leave.
back.
just
Yeah.
don't go back.
Yeah, those horrible monsters aren't flying
It's
around.
very confusing. Very confusing. So the son takes one of the coins to the kingpin, apparently,
Yeah.
and says, hey, is this worth anything? He says, yeah, it's priceless.
It's more like Egghead from the Adam West Batman
Oh,
series
yeah, a little
with
bit
Vincent
Egghead.
Price.
Yeah, Will Vincent Price. And so what, do you have a problem with Vincent Price? Is he
No,
canceled?
I said, like I saw it.
No.
My
Oh.
favorite video of Vincent Price is he's on This Is Your Life. No, he is on Christopher Lee's This Is Your Life, and he was one of the people they brought out to like reminisce. And Christopher Lee was so happy to see him. It was very heartwarming.
Wow.
Aw.
Wow. That is the kindest, gentlest thing you've ever said on the podcast.
I would like to see that.
I
don't
posted
like
it on Twitter like months ago, and I'll re-find it for you.
Yeah, sure. And so he goes to his dad and says, hey, you should do this charity boxing, quote unquote. I'm not going to tell you that I'm actually getting paid in coins. You should do this charity boxing event and give back to the peoples, right?
He goes, that's a good idea, son, but I really should go to the doctor about this tumor on my chin.
I can't walk in a straight line. Something weird is happening. Oh, yeah, he does have a big tumor chin.
Look at that. It looks like it's about to fall over.
Yeah, his weight's all off.
Bruce Campbell's great granddad.
Oh, yeah.
He is a
And,
super Chad, though.
Bruce Campbell?
No, though. Well, yes, but
Just based on that chin.
this boxer,
Yeah, he's doing great for himself.
like he's a grown son.
He looks great. So his guy's got to be in his 50s, and he looks incredible.
Yeah.
Like he's got the body of an 18-year-old.
Yeah, he looks amazing.
Yeah.
He looks like Superman in like
Well, let's say that son's 25. If he had him at 20, he's only 45.
That's true.
That
Lot of
still
bo-
would
lot
be
of
pretty
bo-
incredible.
A lot of boxers continue to fight when they're
That's
45.
about your guys' age.
Yep.
That is not. I'm a far cry away from 45.
No, you're not. Not
Yes,
at all.
I am. At
You're
least 20 years.
You're a close jog.
Jesus. I am thinking about doing the Chicago Marathon next year. I'll say that.
Okay,
If I say that publicly, it makes it more likely that I'll do it.
I'll do it with you. How about that?
Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll do the Chicago Marathon next year.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, I'm going to start training.
All right, me too.
I'm going to train up. All right.
All right.
Are you going to come over and use our gym mic?
No, I'm gonna run around the neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm going to have to learn how to run
You guys live
outside
so
better.
far away from me.
That is
That
true.
would never happen.
That is true.
I have a
There's some truth in
lakefront I can just run.
that. I'm 2 blocks away from the lake.
How about this? We just meet in the middle
What, on Goose Island?
or whatever.
We're going to run around Goose Island.
Whatever our middle is.
Yeah, it's probably
No,
fairly close to
you
Goose
start at
Island.
the top, you start at the bottom, you guys meet up in the middle and
Yeah.
say hey, and then
And
you
then
turn
right
back
back.
around
Meet in
and
the
go the
middle.
other way.
Yeah, we high five and immediately turn around and don't say a word to each other.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I prefer that.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. I'm looking forward to that. And
Shée
Shée just
fell
dropped her
over.
camera. All right. This may or may not remain in the podcast. I'm enjoying it so far.
This could be the clip. Just
Wow.
Shée-
Shée might be dead. She hasn't said anything and her camera fell. Okay, there she is.
She had a stroke.
Oh
Hi,
my
guys.
God. Hey.
But we
Hold
just
on,
keep,
my screen hasn't come back.
we just keep
Jesus
talking
Christ,
about
Shée.
it. We just keep
Oh my
Sorry,
God.
I'm in a very awkward, cramped place to record, and it knocks over my.
You're in an open hallway.
It just fell over, bro.
Why
What do you mean an awkward cramped space?
There we go.
Yeah, when you consider all the snacks and drinks and stuff you bring with you.
That's a weird.
No.
That's a weird thing to call some lady snatch.
All right.
It's tight, isn't it, baby? It's a weird cramped space.
All right. That's not what I was. It's not where I
Put
was
your
going with that.
pee-pee in it.
Yeah, the vagina has a lot more things you can call it in the moment, and I'm not going to
Yeah.
say any of them.
Yep.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
there's
does.
snatch.
Yes, it does.
There's
the-
You're not
pussy.
going to say snatch in the moment.
I just did. In a previous moment.
Yeah, a snatch is at least as appropriate as penis is. I mean, maybe not appropriate, but acceptable in that environment.
Like, yeah, pretty much all you could say in the moment would be like, "Oh, that's some good pussy."
Yeah.
Pussy. Can you say cunt?
Yeah, you can
If
say
you're-
that.
did.
yeah, as long as the other person's cool with it.
Oh,
Okay, so-
most of the people I've been with were very cool with it.
So you can say those two things, but you can also and that's the equivalent of saying dick or cock, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
And I think there's probably some other vagina ones.
There's vagina.
there are.
There's vagina. Oh man, do we really only have one clinical and then
There's snatch.
snatch? But yeah, you're saying you can't say snatch is the equivalent
Snatch.
of schlong. You can say snatch in the same environment that you can say schlong.
Yeah, that's the schlong for that's the female
that's the
version
female
of
schlong. The female
that's
schlong
the-
is the snatch.
It's like it's in French.
Right. Yeah. So we really have one clinical term. We have 2 acceptable sexual terms, say in a sexual context,
Yep.
and then we have a bunch of goofy ones.
And one of those is, and both of those are like dick and cock are as well as pussy and cunt can be used as insults.
Yeah, and isn't it weird that like if you call like a dick is a bad thing to be called, but a
You're
pussy
being
is
a
also a
dick.
bad thing.
Yes.
Yeah, those are also
And same
bad
thing.
things.
And same thing for cock and cunt.
Yeah.
Yep, you can be a cock or a cunt. But the men also have balls, so there's another part. There's another part of that. It's good to have balls, but it's
Yeah,
bad to be a dick.
Yeah, but if something goes wrong, you could just say balls or that's balls.
Yeah, I do like saying balls.
So it could be good and bad.
Yeah, there's nothing else you can really call balls in the moment other than balls.
But I know, but you could stub your toe and be like,
Testes?
balls.
Yeah,
Yeah, saying something's the tits is a good thing.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, saying tits. Or but if you're British and you call someone a tit, that's a bad thing.
Yep. It sure is.
Wow.
But if
Wow.
you're Australian and you call someone a cunt, it's not as bad of a thing.
No.
Yeah, that's just your brother.
That's your bro.
You
yeah.
call him a cut. Hey, you
Yeah.
cut.
Yep.
Get some Fosters. Wow.
What the fuck is this episode, guys?
I fucking love Australia.
Very spooky. It's a very spooky, very unexpected episode.
It's a very unexpected and spooky length.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, he agrees to go on this promotional charity event, and they fly over to Greece, and they're staying in like a hostel, like where some college kids would hang out or
It's
backpacking.
like it's a 2-bed and you share it
Yeah.
with his son. And the dad is at night. He's like, "Good night, Dad. Good night, son." And he's just laying there thinking, "I'm spending time with my son."
Well, he's too dumb to realize that something's up here.
This guy's just like, "I just want to get this fucking Greek money."
So the Greek shows up and he says, "Yeah, here we go. We're gonna go to the place where you're gonna be fighting. It's down in this cave."
Yep, and all the patrons are libertarians.
What is that? I don't understand. I don't understand. How are these ghouls libertarians?
Because like they're having they don't want the government involved in their
so they're doing an underground
fights.
fight.
They're using money that they made. They're grotesque.
They got their own mail system. Yeah, they do everything off a grid. Okay.
They didn't sign their driver's licenses, so
they
they're
don't even
not.
have
They are
them.
sovereign citizens.
Like they don't live in society. They have their own little underground
nothing to do with
society.
society.
Living in a society.
Yeah. George Costanza is very libertarian, apparently. And
Who, the real guy?
No. He's a capitalist pig.
The real
Jason
guy.
Alexander?
The real guy seems like a theater kid.
He is. Yeah, he's a theater kid.
Yeah,
good for
annoying was what I mean.
Good for him. Yeah.
Annoying and up his own ass is what I mean when I say theater
he's
kid.
a good dude. He's a good guy. So they go down, and luckily the boxer is so much of a half-wit that he still doesn't realize that something's up here. And they're lit by torches.
They bring out the minotaur, and his first thought is, I'm going to take off these great weapons I have that make me able to punch super hard.
I don't know if you guys caught this, but if you look closely at what he actually says, he says, I've got to fight it without these crummy gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dummy.
Yeah.
So the first thing he does is he punches the minotaur, and his hand and wrist shatters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they get into a fight, and he's trying to bare knuckle it.
I don't understand. Like, if he's gonna try to like wrestle with it, so he doesn't have to punch it, then take your gloves off. But his whole strategy is to punch it as hard as he can, which
up his
boxing
advantage.
gloves would make him be able to do that immensely better.
Yeah. I don't know. And he thinks he's got to have a weak spot, and he guesses, well, maybe the weak spot is his face. He's right. Like,
surprise, it kills him.
This is how you beat Nintendo bosses. You look for the most out of place element on their body, or like something that's colored slightly different, and you just hit it a bunch of times.
And like punch out. He's like fighting the minotaur. Try
the face. And it worked. It worked just fine.
So fucking dumb, dude.
So he punches him in the face, and all these cloak guys are upset because they killed their god. I don't really know what the problem is here.
So the Minotaur's weak spot was everyone else's.
Yeah, there's nothing specific about this Minotaur.
Being punched in the face so hard that your brain bounces against the skull and you go unconscious.
He knew my kryptonite. Being punched in the face by a professional boxer. It's the one thing that can stop me.
It's like, I'll use the strategy of not getting hit by him and hitting him instead.
Well, these are two dumb guys. Neither of these are big readers.
He's like looking down at the unconscious Minotaur, goes, "Whoa, look at the size of this thing's cock."
Wow.
Or Schlong. Or Johnson.
Well, he's just remembering why his wife left him. Standing over her limp body, realizing what a monster he is.
Yes, he snaps out of it.
Oh my God.
This shit got dark.
The son sees it and thinks to himself, this is why you should always have money so you can get out of abusive situations like this.
Yeah, get the fuck out of this situation.
Right?
R.I.P. that woman, though. She was a queen.
Yeah, she quote-unquote drank herself to death.
She put up with this shit, and she got out as soon as she could.
Okay.
And so they escape as the creatures, the ghouls, are going to tear that Greek apart, and the man and his son escape, and the son's like, well, what a crazy day we've had, huh?
And then he goes, son, you betrayed me. I never want to fucking see you again. It's like he just brought him to Greece to fight someone. He didn't know it was a bull. He's doing his job. They were going to get paid in like priceless gems and coins.
He told his dad he were doing it for free, and he was going to keep all of it himself.
How is that different than any other boxing manager that exists?
It's
because
not.
They're
That's
related.
Why. It's not. That's why they're all monsters. They're terrible people, boxing promoters.
Yeah, like he did. I'll never forgive you, son. And he walks back to America.
He walks away in the moonlight in an empty desert. Like, bro.
Unfortunately, they have to ride back together now.
Yes, we only brought one horse. Oh, and that's how that story.
He rides the Minotaur back.
Oh my goodness. Yes. He holds the Minotaur's corpse up.
He just knocks him out. He wakes him up.
Terrible.
And here we see a shitty ad for karate, which won't help you fight a Minotaur, but boxing will.
Unless you can identify his weak spot with your foot.
Yep. Yep. Get kicked in the jaw is the bull's one weakness.
And so next we've got this little 2-pager story called Four Eyes. Mm-hmm. And let me see if I have the credits for this. Written by Robin Snyder, again. Pencils by Dick Ayers. Inks by Adrian Gonzalez. Mm-hmm. This is pretty dumb. Mm-hmm. And we've got this dude, this dorky looking simp guy, but he's also a cowboy.
Yep.
Right.
And the middle bad guy is going to be the Twitter profile photo.
Are we talking about this guy?
Yeah, that guy.
This guy wearing a hat? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can all see that on the Twitter. So this dude, he rides his horse into town, right? And he stops at a saloon and he's parched, He wants a drink. But he's got glasses and this is going to be a problem.
Yeah, some bullies say, "Hey, Four Eyes, you're going to buy the house a drink."
And he probably should have just done it.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
No, never. What are you talking about? Absolutely not.
No. You gotta show that other people are dominant immediately.
No, you have to. You
burst
die.
up on the floor.
You risk your own life. Like you just say, "Oh yeah, well fuck you," and then you get mugged.
Isn't it true when you go to prison? You got one of two choices. You either beat up the toughest guy there to prove your dominance, or you immediately submit to somebody and become their bitch.
No, never
that's
ever
detention.
do that.
That's not prison.
Wait, is there a bitch system in detention?
No, there is not. You're quiet and you do your homework. Neither of you have ever been to detention.
I absolutely have been to detention.
I can't imagine either of you have ever.
It was brutal. No, I've been in trouble.
Did you fight the biggest guy at the detention? Is that coming from experience?
No, I don't. I just sat there quietly. It was boring, but I do remember I flipped over. My friend was sitting in his desk, and we were just funning around as people do, and we had a substitute teacher that day who had zero control over the class, of course. And so it was a weak man, and we showed him he was a weak man. And at some point I flipped over my friend's desk with him sitting in it. And because it was those where the chair and the desk are combined, it's one thing.
A very, very humiliating seat.
And I just flipped the whole thing over, and then he almost shattered his skull on the floor. And they sent me into detention. And then the substitute, because what we thought was a pretty funny thing to do when there's a substitute is say present for each other. Like one person would say they're the other person, when they would call the roll, and we'd all snicker that it's the wrong person saying present.
Funny.
And so went to detention. I got sent to the principal's office or whatever, and the substitute teacher comes by and goes, "And that wasn't even your real name." Like that was the worst part of what I did. Was I gave the wrong name, and which still led to an accurate count, by the way. It still meant that the numbers were the same. Like I could have murdered this guy. So this is why public school fucking sucks. Like a completely wrong lesson. Taught me the completely wrong lesson.
Now you always go by your real name.
Yes, that's why I'm very transparent about what my real name is.
Yep, you use it all the time.
I do. Not just with the IRS.
Write in and guess what James's real name is.
Yep. I'd love to hear your suggestions.
I work in the entertainment industry, so most people I know don't use their real name.
Yeah, I worked in radio. You don't use your real name unless you're in the news department. That's the only place where you use your real name.
No one at work calls me by my real name.
Yeah, why should they? Real names.
What do they call you?
The world is boring. You can't have real names. Yeah, what do they call you? Or can we not say it? We shouldn't say it.
You can't say it on the show.
Can't say it. I mean, most people in podcasts they say their last names, but I guess we're not doing it. I guess we're different. We're different. We're like Cher or Madonna.
Yeah.
You're just getting one name, or Mike. The Mike. The one mic on the internet.
Which also means penis.
It's the new term for penis. You guys have got to go to YouTube. You got to subscribe.
Yeah.
You got to go to Spotify, Apple Music, leave the rates and reviews, and you also have to start calling your penises mics.
Yeah, you do.
You got a lot of things to do.
And your vaginas. Your vaginas are
mic.
Your vaginas are also mics.
I can't wait to get my mic in that mic.
Yeah.
Wait, so mic is just the equivalent of crotch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm crotch.
Just everything that's going on down there.
Like anything in your nether regions is called your mic, and I from now on will be known as crotch. That sounds like a character from Revenge of the Nerds.
It does.
Yes. Yeah, like, well, it was Booger. Wasn't that the guy's name?
Yeah,
Booger should have
Booger.
been called Crotch.
And now I'm going to be in the movie, and
We're gonna deep fake you
superimpose.
in.
Yeah, and I'm going to be known as the character Crotch, who prevents the rape.
Good for
Somebody
you.
really needed to
Like
do
I
something
run in
about
there and
that.
push Darth Vader off that lady.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yep, that's a rape.
And the last 10 minutes of the movie is just giving a lecture to this guy. What
And
the
then-
fuck?
And it'll like have then it'll be like a spinning newspaper, and then it'll have my name, but in the middle of it will be my nickname, under quotes, Crotch. Teaches us a valuable lesson about consent.
Yes. Jesus
A Phantom
Christ.
Lady production.
Phantom Lady
production.
Productions. Phantom Lady's gonna buy the rights to Revenge of the Nerds. All right. This is
Yes.
what we're gonna do.
We're gonna fix it.
Okay.
You're gonna put
We
me in
finally
it.
we finally have a reason for a Patreon, guys.
Yes.
Yep.
So
and
we
I'll
can
put
buy
me
the
in it.
rights to
That's our
Revenge
goal.
of the Nerds and remake it.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's not so problematic.
We're not gonna
So it's
remake it.
less
We're just
rapey.
gonna put me in it.
We're just gonna fix that part, and then we're gonna probably have to reshoot the last scene.
There'd be a lot of scenes of me just going, "Hey guys, what's up?" And then
Yeah.
or "Hey, he's got a good point."
Yeah, a lot of little mics in the background
Or
saying that.
guys, we shouldn't rape girls when they think that you're their boyfriend.
It's the one thing holding it back from being a perfect movie.
Yep. Why were they depicting college like it was some kind of high school?
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. That wasn't my college experience at all. It wasn't even my high school experience. They
Why
didn't
are
flip
they-
anybody's desks over at all.
Like, why were there like bully jocks at a college, like a university?
It was probably community college.
I mean, the same thing happened in Animal House
Yeah. Didn't happen in Roadhouse, though.
and Van Wilder.
Yep. Van Wilder.
And Van Wilder.
Starring
It probably
friend of-
happened on Road Trip.
a friend of the show, Ryan Reynolds.
Yep, one of our favorites.
Big fan.
There's another typo in this story as well. The dude with the glasses at some point says immediately noticed by instead of noticed by. Why do they keep fucking up? I should ask. Yeah, I don't
I
know.
love that. I love that part of that song.
That's a great song. That's a great Neil Young classic.
That goes through my head whenever I make mistakes.
Yeah, well, it should. So, yeah, oh, man, like 10 minutes ago, we were talking about this Four Eyes dude who went into a bar, and he's getting challenged by these local hard asses, you know?
Yep.
And they say, you're going to buy us all a drink. And he says, no, I won't be doing that. And a fight breaks out, as it naturally would.
Well, he pulls a James and flips the table on the guy.
He does.
Yes, he
flip
does.
Yeah, but the dude wasn't attached to the table. Like, his chair wasn't attached. That would have been a much better move.
And then the glasses guy knocks him unconscious with a bull punching strike.
He goes off. He goes
Yeah, he
off on
found
these
his
guys.
weak spot, which
He
is
thinks-
also this man's face.
Yes.
Yep, he found it. He
lot
thought
of-
about it because I have to find this challenger's one weakness.
He read that comic. He read the Minotaur comic.
Yeah, he flashes back to it, remembering
maybe.
hearing
Well,
a
of course
story.
he read it. He's got 4 eyes.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah.
glasses.
He's a nerd.
Yeah.
Maybe the Minotaur's weak spot might be a human's weak spot too.
And he goes, anybody else want to call me Four Eyes? And they're like, no. And he says, I'm Theodore Roosevelt.
And he turns out to be Theodore Roosevelt. That's the big twist at the end.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
existed in the Old West.
This is like the 1820s.
Actually, he probably was around the 1820s.
He was a Rough Rider.
He's a rough
Yep.
Oh, let's see.
That's an old term for gay sex.
Roosevelt born. 1858. No, he wouldn't have been around in the
Yeah.
1820s.
Well, there were cowboys up until like,
Today.
so it would be like what? It would be 1878. Yeah, he could be a cowboy.
1878. Yeah, but I said 1820.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1878 though, they were still doing this. They were still pretending,
Yeah, should have been a cowboy. That's a
playing
great
this
song.
weird game with their chaps.
What is that game? What is the game with the chaps?
It's called Rough
I'd
Ride.
like to know a lot more about that. But yeah, I mean, you can't deny that this was pretty unexpected. It wasn't scary.
Yep.
But it was
Pretty-
unexpected.
it was definitely unexpected.
Yep.
Lived up to the title.
Yep.
And then we've got one last story, and they saved the best for the end, and it's called The Curse of the Werewolf is Upon You, My Man, written by Dan Mishkin and Gary Cohn, pencils by Adrian Gonzalez, inks by Vince Coletta, who was one of, we've talked about him before, one of Kirby's inkers, who was notorious for deleting parts of Kirby's artwork in order to get the work done faster.
Ah.
Yeah.
And we agreed that that was probably the right move.
I mean, situation dependent. You know, a lot of people's jobs are on the line if things don't get done. So
here we see in this comic that having cancer of the chin is very prominent.
Oh wow! So one guy's got a big chin, and one guy has no chin at all to speak of.
Yeah, one guy looks like the superhero guy from Pete and Pete.
I don't know that show. I only know of that show.
Artie, the strongest man in the universe.
Yes.
Who is played by the guy who plays Cotton and Khan in King of the Hill.
Yep. That's correct.
You mean this King of the Hill?
Ah!
Yeah. Yeah, that King of the Hill.
So here these guys are talking about how terrible it is to ride the CTA, and they're right.
Yes, it's a tough experience. So yeah, these guys are riding the train, and they're not having a good time with it because not only is there a lot of graffiti and people blasting their boombox and stuff, there's random werewolf attacks.
Yep, just like the CTA.
Seriously, you can't keep them off you.
Right.
And so meanwhile, we've got this kid named Lester. Right?
No, his name is Slick.
He wants to be known as Slick.
Yep.
And he's tagging the cars and the train.
Lester Slick is going to be my wrestling character's name.
Well, and it's very important about his name is because his friend is like, well, why are you tagging it Slick? Well, why don't you want people to call you Lester? He goes, well, because Lester's not anybody. Lester can't read or write or nothing. But Slick, well, his name's on the subway car. That's a big deal.
For the Chicago Marathon, I should enter under the name Lester Slick.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's only going to matter if you win.
Or maybe I should be Lester Johnson Jr.
I don't think the person that comes in like at the 4.5 hour mark is going to be
still just register though. You still have to write your name down, right?
You do have to register, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to register as Lester Slick Johnson Jr.
I think I get a medal if I do it.
You
might get a medal. I mean, I'm not going to lie. That's a big motivator right there. Go home with a medal.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 26.2 miles. I can do that.
And then you can trade it for minotaur fights.
Yes, if I collect enough of these things, I might be able to put them in a cum box and send them to somebody and exchange it for a fight.
What if I win?
I think you'll find a fight pretty easily if you do that.
Yes.
I would. My motivation to win is because they'd have to say Lester Slick Johnson Jr.
I mean, you would have to run it
You
probably.
can't win the marathon.
Yes, you can.
with drugs, absolutely, I can.
Are you saying like nobody can, or just specifically that penis can't? I'm sorry, Mike. Mike can't.
Crotch.
No, I'm saying like that's
What
the
is your
point of the
name in all
marathon.
this?
Like, yes, there's a first finisher, but
There
that's
is a
not
winner.
winning.
It's Lester Slick Johnson Jr.
Wait, Shea, in what way is the first finisher not the winner?
Yeah, it's the winner.
Because I don't see a marathon as a race like
Also,
that.
it's a race.
It's an endurance competition.
You also don't start all at the same time because it's so many people doing it.
That is true. They have waves. But do you not remember the Seinfeld episode with the guy who was
I
staying
don't.
at Jerry's house? He was a marathon runner, and yeah,
Why the fuck would I know that?
That
Because
son
it's
of a
great
bitch
television.
is ice cold.
Speaking of calling people just son of a bitch and things, that's from that episode where George was meeting people, just call him son of a bitch because that was a cool thing. It meant you respected someone. It was your bro.
Yeah. Well, George, what we all right? We edit that so George is calling everybody cunt.
Well, in Australia, that's probably how they dubbed that episode.
Yeah. Let's
just
try to
saying-
find that. Let's find Australian. That's too much work.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Jesus Christ.
I almost got to make it.
Yeah, I just have to make it. Turned into like a little Ringo Starr voice there for some reason.
They're a little Australian.
The best Beatle.
Yeah, the nicest one, the only.
Yep. That's what
Yeah.
makes him great because that music sure wasn't.
Yeah, he's a
I
solid
love
drummer.
Octopus's Garden.
Yeah, you would.
Octopussy's Garden.
Yeah, octopus. Yeah, that was the name of our favorite sex toy, Octopussy Male something something,
Made by Crotch.
made by Christ. So anyway,
My brother in crotch.
my brother in crotch. I have a website for you to look at. So Lester wants to be known as Slick because that means something to him, right?
Yep.
Meanwhile, they're investigating this guy who got killed by a werewolf, and the investigator has a fedora and a trench coat and a cigarette.
Yep, and he doesn't want to cause a werewolf panic.
Yeah, I don't want...
He's like, oh man, another werewolf attack. That's kind of how they treat this.
Yeah.
Like, man, another one.
Well, it is that season. It's that time of year.
Well, we can't shut down the CTA.
No, people got to get to work. Can't afford a lift.
Yeah, right. Think of the traffic.
So this dude's like, all right, the reporter's like calling it in that he's gonna, there's gonna be a werewolf panic and everything if we don't deal with this thing soon.
He's
really
like,
amping up the drama.
He says, yeah, Manny, werewolf panic. Those were his exact words. No, I haven't been smoking crystal meth.
But he had been. That's a little
right.
twist.
As a reporter, he's got the hookup for that good crystal.
Oh, he's got a meth guy.
Oh,
He heard
yeah.
that before
he's
he
got a meth
smoked
guy.
to the meth.
You know, his meth guy is also his forge guy.
Man, that's how you put together a good network.
You don't trust your drug. No, you don't make your drug guy and your forgery guy the same thing because you know you're not smoking real drugs then.
Oh, he might be forging his drugs.
You can make meth.
Yeah, I think it's the only drug that like doesn't have a specific recipe. You just kind of put things in a pot. Like
You can make meth.
take some batteries and some Sudafed, and you just gotta build up your own meth however you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do what you want.
It's like, it's like whiskey.
Yeah. There's no rules.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll
Just
stumble on something great.
Just gotta be brown and gross, like all whiskey.
Yeah. Then we see Slick, and now he's talking to himself about how he's going to give this car a special slick touch, right?
So this is all the same. This is just the same night, right?
Yes.
I think so.
Like they find the body and the werewolf. It's still night, so the werewolf's running around killing
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. And so this werewolf's going around looking for another victim, and meanwhile the police are investigating the victim's clothing and everything like that.
And he sticks the walkie-talkie next to his head like a cell phone.
Yeah, because he doesn't know how it works. This is that boxer from the previous story, and he lost his career, and he's got to be a cop now, but he doesn't understand how technology works because his brain's all fucked up.
Yeah, like all cops.
Yeah, so anyone with, I think I said this before on the podcast, yeah, anyone, when we were talking about Savage Dragon, he wakes up with severe mental problems, and he does what anyone does, he joins the Chicago PD.
Yeah. This is supposed to be New York, right? I keep calling it Chicago.
Yeah, but, come on, man, it's the same
I keep
thing.
saying CTA.
It's the same thing. More like CTE with this guy.
I think it's the MTA there.
MTA.
Oh, yeah? And so they go looking, and they go into the subway. They're like, yep, he must be down there. He's probably...
They go to the first stop, and they're like, oh, crap, there he is.
Oh, shit. This is going to be a quick night.
Ooh, lucky, right, guys?
So as they're approaching, the werewolf comes up to Slick, who's spray painting this train car.
And the police immediately shoot the black kid for spray painting.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said it.
We were all thinking it.
Yeah, I dug myself enough trouble here.
Werewolf, look out!
The werewolf, he's coming right for you. Oh, thanks, guys. The werewolf thinks it's super fucked up too. Dude, the kid was just standing there.
Well, he's also the same color as the kid, so they probably shoot the werewolf too.
He was holding the weapon. It's a spray can.
Get them both.
Well, it becomes a weapon.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know.
Because then he sprays it in the werewolf's face.
He
kills him?
No, the werewolf gets super fucked up on the fumes, and he likes it.
See, that's what I thought at first.
And he falls into the electrified third rail and kills him. But the thing is weird, like I thought werewolves could only be killed by silver, and that's it. So but really he just died like everybody else. He got spray paint in the face, which didn't kill him, and then he got electrocuted.
Oh, maybe he's just dying from tripping out on that paint huffing.
It's like the reporter immediately takes a photo of the police officer, like the police officer who saves the day, killing werewolf.
Hero policeman. Not at all racist.
They don't mention the kid at all.
Yeah. Well, no, it's the other way around. It's the other way around.
Does this story seem possible?
And they talk to Lester, and they're like, "Hey, man, you're a hero the way you were vandalizing that train, but then you fucked up that werewolf with your spray can."
They're like, so kid, what's your name? It's Lester Crotch Johnson Jr.
And they're like, "Don't you have a cooler name you want to go by, like Slick?" And he goes, "Nope, that's it."
Nope.
And he agrees that that's the right thing, is to use your real name. And that's the lesson we've learned here, is always use your real name no matter what.
Yep. And so we go back to the witches from the Hocus Pocus movie. And they're like, all right, wasn't that cool, comic book guys? And then one lady's like, I'm going to go to the theater and have a train run on me.
All right. Yeah.
Because she's going to go have a cry.
Because I don't keep Christ in my heart.
Yes. So you can't use this website and buy these toys.
The main witch goes, well, I'm going to stay home and use my Christ-approved vibrators.
My octopus. Yeah. And so they kind of just split up. They kind of go, oh, this comic's probably getting canceled soon, so let's just go our own separate ways. Right?
I bet the older witch lady was sexy when she was younger.
Sure. You got a strong jawline? Absolutely.
I'm just saying, like, look how she's like sashaying around.
She knows what she's doing. She knows how to work it. We see a little bit of leg. It's not bad.
Yeah, if I was an older gentleman.
Yeah, sure. Do you think your tastes change to the point where like you now find someone your age as attractive as maybe you would have, 20 years ago?
I think people are willing to convince themselves they're attracted to people who are willing to have sex with them.
Huh. Yeah, it kind of puts us all in like a middle ground. Well,
it's more like oh, I'd rather have a younger human. But
right. So you think like when like a 65-year-old man finds a 65-year-old woman and he's convincing himself that she's attractive.
Yes.
But really he wants that 25-year-old woman.
Right, but he also wants to have sex.
And he knows he's probably not going to get that 25-year-old woman unless he looks like Pierce Brosnan.
And they won't go and they won't have to go super hard. Which they won't be able to do anyway.
Yeah. His mic might fall right off if he went super hard. Yeah. But it kind of works the other way for women. They like the silver fox. That's weird. That's interesting. Shée, do you like silvery, foxy people more now than you did, say, 10 years ago? Like when you were in your 20s, do you think that I assume did you find silver, foxy people attractive when you were like 20 years old?
Yeah.
And do you still find them attractive?
Yeah.
About the same?
Yeah.
Do you think that'll be true in 20 years for you? Or do you think you're going to flip the script and then you're going to be into like 18-year-old boys then?
No, I've never been super comfortable dating younger men.
You don't like younger men?
Yeah, or women, not dramatically younger women.
Interesting.
I'm more
I disagree with Shée.
All right, that's interesting. I'm interested in watching this progress over the course of the next 700 episodes that we're definitely going to do of this podcast.
Right.
Yep.
All right, that's kind of how that book ends.
Yep. Unexpectedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, pretty unexpectedly after 20-some pages.
Ends.
Yeah, it just kind of wraps up, and then we're done, and then, we can all go home and watch King of the Hill.
She's like, well, I guess I'm going to go up to bed and get my beauty sleep. Before that, I'm going to play with my Arby's roast beef sandwich. Do
you see sandwich ussy?
Wow.
That was unexpected. Nice portmanteau at the end of the episode. Jesus Christ. Gross.
Fuck.
What do we think of this comic book?
This is a Dark Side's Couch approved comic.
Well, we've had this discussion as well about what would be, aside from our own personal enjoyment of the comic book, what would be an actual approved Dark Side's Couch comic book? Like, what tropes and things would you see in a comic book that makes it an official sanctioned Dark Side's Couch comic?
Well, if it's like a good comic, that immediately disqualifies it.
Yeah, it can't be. Well, I don't think that's necessarily true.
But you know what I mean? Like critically acclaimed or
critically
whatever.
Acclaimed, probably not.
No, it needs to be stupid.
A couple things I would say is exposed brains. That's definitely a point. I don't know how many points you need to get, but I think you get a point for exposed brains.
I don't think this comic hits enough to be a Dark Side.
I think you're right. I don't think it does.
No, it's got a deal that doesn't make any sense.
All right, that's fair.
Reasons that cannot be explained.
Sure.
It's fun to read despite how bad it is.
Yeah. I would say a couple of notes I would say would be exposed brains for sure. I'd say apes, especially apes, and Shée pointed this one out, apes in human clothing or masquerading as humans. Another one I would say, and I realized this one after our last episode, after The Thing, when we read The Thing 2 weeks ago, criminals who are unrealistically invested in something that has nothing to do with crime. Like
well, you know,
boat
dead
tours.
men tell no tales, right?
They tell no tales
dead men
whatsoever.
tell no tales.
So yeah, I don't know. By that criteria, it might qualify as a Dark Side's Couch Approved comic. I'm not sure.
I like it for how stupid the reasoning is for lots of stuff.
Shée, what did you think of this comic book?
It was unexpected. I'd say like
it's a point for that.
3 out of 5.
3 out of wow. Well, I actually only gave it a 2 out of 5. Paint huffing werewolves.
All right,
Nice.
all right, time to think of a new tag now. All right.
Wow. I purposely stay away from taking clips from like TV shows or something because I figure you're going to use them there.
Right, but it's the same. It was the same joke.
You could expand on it. You could expand on it.
No, I have like 2 other ones.
All right. Well, get to stepping on it. We don't have much time.
No, I'll
It's got to drop soon. All right. I guess we should talk about how we're going to wrap up Halloween.
Yep.
All right. And we've got the Hollow Wheel.
Yep.
With lots of great things on there. I'll be honest.
The choice will be made by Papa Legba.
The one I honestly would be pulling for the most is a Shée one, the Wildstorm Halloween Trilogy of Terror. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the one I want, but it's probably gonna be one of these dumbass ones that Mike picked.
Yep.
With 19 horrible stories.
I agreed to take out a lot of them.
Do we want to make any adjustments?
Nope.
We're just going to spin it as is.
Yep.
Oh, God, it's going to be bad. I'm definitely not going to get what I want. Okay, well, we do need to have
we all wanted unexpected tales.
Well, I didn't know I wanted it. That's why it was unexpected.
Yeah, it was great, though, unexpectedly.
Unexpectedly great. All right, well, we got to play some turn-in music. So we've got something from... I'm trying to find things that are about, turning and wheels and such, but are also very spooky. And I found the spookiest band, of course, Kiss, right?
That's all right.
Yeah. Well, they've got a round song. They've got a spinning song. Let's see what we got. I'm sure it's appropriately spooky. Ooh. It's What Makes the World Go Round from when they took their makeup off. It wasn't good. And it wasn't good.
The album where they put their makeup back on is my favorite Kiss album.
Really? Which one is that?
Yeah, Creatures of the Night.
Wow. Yep. Put that makeup back on. We don't need to be seeing this.
Did you ever
How
see
far
that
away from Psycho Circus is this?
A lot. Like
yeah,
10 years.
A lot of years. That was a
Okay.
McFarlane thing, yeah. Todd McFarlane got involved with that one. What were you going to say, Mike?
I don't remember.
All right.
Oh, there's like a compilation somewhere. Someone was telling me about it, and I need to check it out. Of Paul Stanley asking the crowd questions during live events.
Yeah.
What do you mean, like
Paul Stanley, hey guys, have you ever? And he'll say something like ridiculous, and they're like, yeah, well, we're about to rock and roll about that right now.
I feel like Kiss is a spooky band not because necessarily of the makeup or the imagery or anything, but because I feel like they're sticky. Like I feel like if I was ever like on a subway with Kiss and our skin touched, like we'd be ripping off each other's flesh. They feel like they're covered in something.
Hey guys, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in a band with your best friend and then he ended up becoming a total fucking asshole years later? He's like, then he looks over at Gene Simmons.
Yeah, which one are you talking about?
Gene Simmons is looking at Paul Stanley, like just shaking his head, like, fuck, man.
They're all horrible people.
Hey guys, have you ever thought about it? You come home to your house and it's a little dirty, even though the clean lady was just there, and you just beat the fucking shit out of her?
Why is his voice so high?
I don't know. I don't know how you successfully portray yourself as like an intimidating, spooky band when that's your voice.
Hey guys, you ever thought about yourself? I'm gonna be a star man from space and make a fucking rock band with not a whole lot of change.
All right, let's spin this wheel. Let's see how we're wrapping up Halloween here.
I like Kiss. I
kind of do.
I like that they suck too. That they're pieces of shit.
All right, maybe we'll stack the deck a little bit in favor of the Wildstorm Halloween Trilogy of Terror.
There we go.
Hey, look at this! Hey, everything worked out.
Third, fourth time's a charm.
Nope, there was only one time.
That was Bappa Legba.
The Wildstorm Halloween Trilogy of Terror, which is a good... So this means that I got one book in, and Mike got one book in, and Shée is going to wrap up the month with the Wildstorm Holiday Trilogy of Terror. Halloween Trilogy of Terror.
Wildstorm, like the comic company?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like the imprint from Image, yeah. So let's see. It's another anthology book, but it's got Gen 13 in there, who we've never looked at before.
How do their vaginas not just pop out of them outfits?
You know, I've wondered
Their mics,
that,
you mean?
'cause they do it in the
their
80s too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's interesting.
She's fucking those two guys because they're both also very sexy.
I think that's Lynch and I don't know this other guy.
That's Mike Crotch.
Mike
Lester,
Crotch.
man.
All right. I guess we're doing this, right?
Yep.
We just kind of all right. We let the wheel decide on that for sure, and there just be no discussion about the matter.
Well, I don't know anything about Wildstorm, so this would be fun.
Yeah, I don't know a ton. I mean, it's Jim Lee's imprint from back in the day that he eventually just sold to DC, but that's where you got like Midnighter and Apollo and
Jim
the Authority.
Lee loves naked chicks.
Yeah, he's a red-blooded male.
As you list off the naked men.
Well, I mean, they're at least like covering their bits.
Yeah.
Like her outfit, like makes her bits stick out.
I think we covered a lot of bits over this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Quite a few
covered
bits have been addressed.
maybe too many.
No,
arguably,
the right
We have to
amount.
Cut a couple of these bits out. All right. Well, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to come back in 2 weeks, and we're going to look at I think it's from 1997, the Wildstorm Halloween Trilogy of Terror.
Yep.
We talk about Gen 13.
Very scary.
And we're also going to see if we learned how to whistle properly.
Yeah, that'll be unexpected.
It'll be very unexpected. It might be more unexpected than this episode was. Shée, you got any plugs for us here at the end here?
Yeah, do. Listen to other unexpected movie pitches from Crotch on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any other podcast app that you can probably think of. And you can also listen off of darksidescouch.com and send us your religious sex toy recommendations at Darksides Couch on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or on YouTube. Follow us on all those places. Follow us on YouTube so that we're not a domain with a bunch of random ass pieces in there.
We look like assholes out here.
It looks like a suggested Google password. Okay.
Fucking Christ. Fix it. Fix it. And we need you guys to fix our problems for us.
This time it is required of you. I guess I could just, you know what I could do though? I could just make a bunch of fake profiles
accounts,
and just like get it up to 100 and change it.
Fake accounts. I'll still get my dopamine rush from that.
Like I could just do that. There's nothing stop. That's doable.
Yeah, it is doable. I mean, it is kind of what people do. They just buy bots.
Maybe I'll do it this winter.
Yeah. Or you guys listening could just go ahead and do it and help us out. That's all you could do and be done. You got a free podcast here.
Yeah.
Right.
Unlike every other podcast that makes you pay.
Yeah.
You gotta tell you what
every other one that makes you pay.
I'll tell you how they make you pay by being shitty.
Yeah. They make you think that maybe if you behind this paywall is the good stuff.
And then there's nothing.
And it's just shit.
It's just more Joe Rogan interviews.
Yeah, very expected. It's very expected.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, that's it. I think we've berated people enough there. Anybody got any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Like it's best to be based and unexpected.
Shée?
Wash your fleshlights thoroughly.
It's hot top for now, Christian Crusaders, and we'll talk to you next time on the couch.
New York, let me hear ya! Good people, this is where it all began. There wouldn't be Kiss without New York City, without the good state of New York. People over there, let me hear ya! People over there, let me hear ya! Wild animals in the middle, up top, make some noise! We got a lot of good stuff for you tonight. We want to give you something special. So we're going to be playing some things we haven't played.